Hello and welcome back to another Football Commentaries live stream. A game that was meant to be played 2.5 months ago, but due to Storm Eunice was rescheduled for now the second to last game of this championship season, where it has grown in importance times 100 and a new storm could be created tonight with a whirlwind of emotions set to be shown. This match between Bournemouth and Nottingham Forest could conclude who finishes second and gains automatic promotion. That is if Bournemouth win. But a Forest win would put these two sides on the same points going into the final game of the season, with Forest currently having a better goal difference than Bournemouth by only one goal. They do not get any closer, any tenser, or any more nail-biting than the clash tonight at the Vitality Stadium. For Bournemouth, Scott Parker has guided them to a season where first place slipped away pretty quickly, but were able to keep a hand on second, but that's now being challenged. When Steve Cooper, the Nottingham Forest manager, took over the team, they were bottom of the league with only one win in their first 8 games. Now, 22 wins later, and now sat on 79 points, the club, who have won 2 European Cups, could be back in the Premier League for the first time since 1999. This will be the biggest of crunch games, and who will be the team to try and gain 3 points and twist the table in their favour? It's Bournemouth versus Nottingham Forest, second v third, and kickoff is just under 9 minutes away. What a huge game. This game has become so important since it was last meant to be played. This game was meant to be played on the 18th of February on a Friday night kickoff, but Storm Eunice got the game postponed, and it's now going to be played now, and it has just grown into so much importance. Bournemouth could seal promotion back to the Premier League with a win tonight. Forest win, they go level on points with Bournemouth, and it goes down to the last day of the season. It's an unbelievable turn of events for Nottingham Forest. Bournemouth not been in the Prem now for the last couple of seasons, dropped out the Prem in 2020, so they'll want to be climbing back up there, and that'll probably be the main aim of Scott Parker. When he was at the club, he probably took over, and he probably knew that his main aim was to get the team back into the Premier League after dropping out of the league under Eddie Howe, who's obviously now doing very well at Newcastle. So that'll be interesting if they meet in the Premier League next season, Bournemouth and Newcastle. But what a big game. What a very, very big game. I'm so excited. Like I said, I was meant to commentate on this 2.5 months ago when Nottingham Forest was actually, I think, sat 7th in the table, and Bournemouth were still second at that point. But now the fact they've made up so many points on Bournemouth to try and nick that last automatic promotion spot is absolutely crazy. The team from Nottingham travelling down towards the coast at Bournemouth under the management of Steve Cooper. It should be an absolute classic of a championship match tonight. And then in a few weeks we've got the championship playoffs, which I'll try and do a commentary of because I do love the Football League playoff games. I think they're so exciting, so nervy for the teams involved. But yeah, kickoff is just around 6 minutes away. I'll go through the lineups in a second in more detail. There is also a game kicking off in around 50 minutes' time between Liverpool and Villarreal. When that does kick off, I'll keep you up to date with what's going on in that game over in Spain. Liverpool did win the first leg 2-0, so they do have the advantage on Unai Emery's Villarreal. But our main focus tonight is going to be on this game between Bournemouth and Nottingham Forest. So I'm going to go through the lineups now, as the teams are ready to start coming out of the tunnel very soon. And we'll start with the home side. We'll start with Bournemouth. They've got number 42, Mark Travers, in goal, collecting 12 clean sheets so far this season. In 18 clean sheets, in the Championship so far this season. Gone for a back four of Adam Smith, who recently picked up 300 appearances for the club. This is now his 305th appearance. Nat Phillips, brought on loan from Liverpool, plays alongside captain Lloyd Kelly at the age of 23, and Jordan Zamora, the Zimbabwean international, who made his debut for his country in November of 2020. He's at left back Two older midfielders of the Colombian, Jefferson Lerma, who's creeping up towards 150 appearances for the Cherries. He's playing game 148 tonight with Lewis Cook, who's been pretty unlucky with injuries in his career. He's returned from a ACL injury in late October. He's been pretty ever-present in the team ever since, with Philip Billings playing a bit further up in that midfield. He's got 10 goals and 8 assists so far this season. His goal in their last game against Blackburn away was his first goal in 3 months. Two wide plays of Jaden Anthony on the right, and we think Ryan Christie, the former Celtic man, on the left. And playing through the middle, the main man, Dominic Solanke, 29 goals for the season. Doesn't sound as good as Mitrovic's 44 that he's got this season, but still 29 is very impressive for the 24-year-old English international, who is 1 goal away from goal number 50 for Bournemouth in all competitions, with a goal tonight, and they'll need a goal from him tonight if they are going to win this game. On the bench is Freddie Woodman, Ethan Laird, on loan from Manchester United, started the season on loan at Swansea, Chris Mepham, Ben Pearson, Robbie Brady, Sariki Dembele, and Kiefer Moore as well has also made the bench. And for Nottingham Forest, in goal is Bryce Samba. Got a red card earlier this season, then missed 5 games due to that red card, not through suspension, but backup keeper Ethan Horvath got a bit of a run in the game, but he's been back in for the majority of the running for this season. He's in goal. Back 3 of Joe Worrell and Scott McKenna, they play alongside. In a back 3, Steve Cook, formerly of Bournemouth, was there for 11 years, 2011 to 2022. He'll want to try and come and get some revenge and get his team promoted if possible. And then a flat midfield along the Nottingham Forest midfield with Jed Spence. He's played and he's on loan from Middlesbrough. James Garner on loan from Manchester United is also in the team, with Ryan Yates also in the midfield, with Jack Colback having to prioritise at left wing back with Max Lowe injured, who's on loan from Sheffield United. Then a forward triangle of a front 3. Philip Zingernagel on loan from Watford. Brennan Johnson, who spent last season on loan at Lincoln, he's now the main man up front for Nottingham Forest. He's going to play alongside Sam Surridge, who scored his first ever career hat-trick at the weekend, scoring 3 in a 5-1 victory against Swansea at home. So that's the starting 11. The bench is even Horvath in goal. Richie Larrea, the right back, is on the bench with Tobias Figueiredo, the Portuguese international. Cafu, the central midfielder, is also on the bench with Joe Lolly and Xander Silva and Alex Mighton, 3 winger options if they need. So, unfortunately, Keenan Davis on loan they got from Aston Villa is out for the rest of the season, I think, with injury. So, Sam Surridge is starting, no striker on the bench. And we're very close now to kick-off. Got some... Hold on, actually. 1 second. Let me just... Sorry about this. As the 2 managers walk out as well. Oh, it's getting tense. It's getting very tense. Apologies about that. As they do swap sides, and Brunsey is here. Brunsey, if you want to drop your Instagram, you may have seen a improvement and a change in thumbnails for these live streams, and they come via Brunsey in the chat. So if you want to drop that Instagram as or whatever YouTube channel, whatever, put it in the chat, and I will copy that and I'll put it in the description for future videos. I was meant to ask you that before, and I forgot. So if you wouldn't mind doing that, I'll drop that in. But kickoff is very soon. referee. Normally the Premier League, I think he officiated and refereed the Carabao Cup final between Chelsea and Liverpool. It is Stuart Atwell, who last refereed Nottingham Forest back in the 2015-2016 season. It was a home draw for them against Burnley, and it finished 1-1. As it'll be Bournemouth kicking from left to right, Forest from right to left in their lime green and orange away strip. As the Nottingham Forest players do take the knee, Bournemouth don't, but they will stand to try and kick racism and all forms of discrimination out of our game and out of society as we are underway. Bournemouth with the kickoff, kicking left to right. Down the line, it goes towards Ryan Christie, met with a strong challenge early off from left wing-back Jack Colback, and it'll be a free kick for Bournemouth with a quick, intense start. It looks like Ryan Christie might be playing on the right-hand side. I've got him playing on the left, but he might be playing on the right-hand side with Jaden Anthony on the left. But we'll have to wait and see. They might interchange as well. He's literally on the halfway line on the far right. Jefferson Lerma, the holding midfielder, has a free kick, and he goes back to Nat Phillips, the number 2 on loan from Liverpool. Goes across to captain Lloyd Kelly. Zamora down the left-hand side, looking for Billing. The tall Danish midfielder does get a hold of it and gets a knock in the face, says the referee, as he holds his face. I'm not quite sure who committed the offence. Can't tell from here. Definitely, I don't think it was Jed Spence, who's had a fantastic season on loan for Middlesbrough. Got a few Premier League clubs eyeing up him. I've heard Tottenham are one of the teams interested. As Mark Travers, the Republic of Ireland international, is in net for Bournemouth. Brought out from the back by Nat Phillips. A ball looking in behind on the left-hand side for Jaden Anthony. He's headed back to his goalkeeper by Joe Worrell, captain of Nottingham Forest. Been at the club now for up to 11 years. Heads it back to his goalkeeper Bryce Samba. Left-footed ball out towards Sam Surridge, formerly of Bournemouth. It's over his head and past Adam Smith for a Bournemouth throw-in the Cherries half. Yeah, Sam Surridge, now of Nottingham Forest. He used to play for Bournemouth. Was at the club for 9 years himself, from 2012 to 2021. Started the season at Stoke. Didn't quite work out at the start of the season, so he moved permanently once again over to the Midlands, into Nottingham, where he's got off to a much better start now, scoring goals, 7 in 15 Championship appearances for Nottingham Forest. As there's a Forest throw-in on the right-hand side as Bournemouth lose out from their throw-in. It's Joe Worrell to throw it down the line in front of the technical areas. Headed on by Surridge towards Brennan Johnson. Misses out and it falls behind him to Nat Phillips, the Bournemouth central defender, who gets it to Adam Smith. Inside the Bournemouth half is now Ryan Christie, like I say, former of Celtic. His last goal, Ryan Christie, was 12 games ago now, so how he would like to get back on the score sheet in such an important game. Long ball towards Billing, falls to Lewis Cook. Lewis out to Jed Spence, but he intercepts the wing-back's pass, and Bournemouth are now back in possession. Lerma gets it forward, and in behind, looking for Solanke, just comes off the back of his heel, but he does retreat the ball on the left-hand side, runs into the box, tries to cut it on his right foot, brought down, but fairly, says the referee, but the ball's gone towards the far post. Bryce Samba parries away, and it'll fall to the right-hand side to Jefferson Lerma. Big chance coming for Bournemouth on just over 3 minutes in. Now Ryan Christie, one-on-one with Jack Colback. Lerma tries to go down the line to Philip Billing, keeps it in and towards the byline. Battling now with the number 22, Ryan Yates, and concedes the throw-in, the Forest midfielder. Good chance there, good ball across by Bournemouth, and Samba had to parry away. The man who's on 14 clean sheets himself this season in the Championship. Throw it to Lerma. Battling with Colback and loses out. Goal kick for Forest. Came off Lerma last as he tried to shield the ball away from Jack Colback. There is Scott Parker, who has had a taste of promotion himself previously with Fulham through the playoffs 2 seasons ago. Brennan Johnson's running away here from Lloyd Kelly, brought down towards the edge of the box, waved away by the referee Stuart Atwell. He believes he was nudged off the ball fairly by the Bournemouth captain, formerly of Bristol City. And Solanke gets chopped as well. Gets chopped down by former Bournemouth captain Steve Cook. He had a lot of success at Bournemouth himself, winning the championship with the club back in 2014-2015. Yeah, just in the Bournemouth half, cynically brings down Dominic Solanke. He's got 5 goals in his last 4 matches. The former Chelsea and Liverpool player, Solanke. It's now with Jordan Zamora down the left. Completed a 1-2 Jayden Anthony. Then finds Philip Billing, who's peeled out wide left as well. Tackled by Joe Worrell. Throw in for Bournemouth. It's number 32 with the throw in, and that is Jayden Anthony throwing it to Jordan Zamora to take, and he throws it down the line, looking in the box for Solanke, and he's got it ahead of Steve Cook, and he pulls it back towards Billing, tackled by Garner, and it's hoofed away for a throw-in for Bournemouth deep inside the Nottingham Forest half. Bournemouth off to the better start. James Garner having to hurry the ball away there, the Manchester United loanee, throwing into Solanke towards the corner flag, trying to turn Jed Spence, gets beyond the full-back, but then tackled by Joe Worrell, and at the corner flag, Jed Spence clears away up the field. Oh, there's a little bit of holding going on between Brennan Johnson and Lloyd Kelly as the referee tries to sort that out while the game continues, with Philip Billing bringing the ball down to Zamora. Jayden Anthony, great flicking towards Billing. Heavy challenge on the Nottingham Forest midfielder, but he got the ball, and I don't understand why he's given a free kick. Philip Billing did take out Philip Zingernagel, but I thought he got the ball pretty fair. He got the man after he took the ball away. He kind of couldn't help but take the man out. But Stuart Atwell is given a foul in the Forest half. The balls ran a little loose and Billing got there first, but Studs was showing slightly, but his eyes were on the ball the whole way. Got it pretty, not for me. I think Philip Zinkernagel was making the most of that one. The Danish midfielder on loan from Watford. He got a massive win for Nottingham Forest 2 games ago when they played Fulham away and won 1-0, and it was Zinkernagel with the only goal in that one, as it will be a free kick to be taken by Joe Worrell, sending a diagonal ball towards the left hand side of the Bournemouth half, headed on by Nat Phillips, helped on by Ryan Christie, brought down by McKenna. Ball inside to Garner, forward to Surridge, tries a first time touch towards Zinkernagel, loses out, but Jefferson Lerma, who tries to poke it towards Ryan Christie, misplaces his pass, and it'll be a throw-in for Forest in the Bournemouth half with Jack Colback. Once of Sunderland and Newcastle, Jack Colback, so he's really had a taste of both sides of Newcastle. As Zinkernagel wins the throw-in for his side right towards the corner flag, battling in that corner with 2 Bournemouth players. Thanks to everyone who's here. If you could please like and subscribe, that'd be fantastic. Got another commentary as well coming this Thursday. Rangers versus RB Leipzig, and a minute applause in the 7th minute for David Brooks. He has been seen off as cancer-free today. It's been announced by the club that after being diagnosed earlier on this season, funnily enough, he actually got 1 goal this season before having to obviously break away for his cancer treatment, and the goal did come away in a 2-1 win at Nottingham Forest. So it's great to see that months later that he's now cancer-free. David Brooks, I'll go more into that half-time. I'll read the statement out that he brought out today. And yeah, it's fantastic to hear. So he's now officially cancer-free, and hopefully he'll be getting back into the football as soon as possible. As Adam Smith joins the Nottingham Forest half with the ball. Lays off towards Ryan Christie. Short ball, easily picked up by left wing-back Jack Colback. Zinkernagel forward to Surridge. Back to Colback in the Nottingham Forest half. Worrell lays it off into Steve Cook. Ball forward into the Bournemouth half, looking for Brennan Johnson. He's been played there short, and then also Solanke plays Jayden Anthony short, and Jed Spence can bring it away. Burst forward into the Cherries half, looks for a through ball in behind, and he finds Surridge, the former Cherries man, off the bar. Oh, we should have scored. He should have done so much better. A wry smile from the former Bournemouth striker, who could have come back to haunt his former team. Ball in behind Adam Smith, the fullback. He got away from him, in behind, left foot, and coming into this game off the back of a hat-trick against Swansea. Sam Surridge should have done a lot better. He should have scored. He should have scored. First big chance. Bournemouth had a chance about 5 minutes in with a ball across goal where Samba could parry away, but that was a really big chance at goal. It fell to Sam Surridge, playing his former club, a club he was at for 9 years, racking up 43 senior appearances. And he's letting them off massively, with Billing flicking it on towards Solanke, pushed to the ground, but the referee sees it as a weak challenge and not a strong enough challenge to give a foul. And a ball in towards the left channel, looking for Sam Surridge, cut out by Adam Smith, who plays a heavy touch. He does keep it in with Jack Colback. No, he doesn't keep it in. It's out, and Jack Colback will have a throw in instead. But what a big chance from Sam Surridge to hit the crossbar there with his left peg. Long ball forward, looking for Brennan Johnson. Header won by Lloyd Kelly. He's now with Jordan Zamora, trying to get it forward to Billing. Well won back by Ryan Yates into the feet of Surridge, who takes a touch towards the right, lays it back towards to Yates, but then falls to Surridge again. Bournemouth losing the ball cheaply in a lot of areas here. He's now with James Garner. Scott McKenna, the Scotsman, joined in 2020 from Aberdeen for £3 million. As from his move, they lose the ball here, Bournemouth, with Jayden Anthony looking towards the left-hand side there. But his pass is intercepted, and it'll be a Bournemouth ball in their own half. What a chance. Jed Spence bringing it forward beautifully and getting an unbelievable ball in behind. The keeper decided to stay on his line and not really close down the angle for Surridge. That's what I think he should have done better. He took it on first time. Left foot crashed the crossbar. And he really should have scored there, Surridge. Like I say, with confidence coming from the back of a first senior hat-trick, he should have done a lot better as he gets the ball there towards halfway and lays it to his left to James Garner, who will stride forward. He's got support of Colback to his left. Instead, he goes forward to Sam Surridge, who plays a heavy touch and is dispossessed by the Colombian Lerma. As Bournemouth try and play out from the back now with Philip Billing being tripped from behind. And Philip Zinkernagel will concede the free kick on Philip Billing. Like I said, he got one of the 3 goals that Bournemouth scored at the weekend in their away win at Blackburn. And Philip Billing scored twice in the 70th minute and the 79th minute. Those were his first goals in 3 months, taking his total to double figures for the season in the Championship with 10 goals. The free kick's taken short by Nat Phillips to Lloyd Kelly, going back to his Irish goalkeeper Mark Travers, who's got 3 appearances for his country, 2 in 2019 and 1 in 2021. Joe Worrell heads a lifted ball by Bournemouth away, and it's now with Jed Spence, tackled by Zamora, helped forward by Yates, brought down by Zamora again. The touch is inviting for a tackle, but he works it away to Lewis Cook. Now Billing, all in the Bournemouth half, as he's again fouled the Dane. Multiple fouls on the tall centre midfielder, who was formerly of Huddersfield. It was that time number 22, Ryan Yates, with the foul, who extended his contract this year with Forest up to 2025. The 24-year-old. Been at the club now since 2005. Ryan Yates. Nat Phillips. Long diagonal ball on the right-hand side. Looking for Ryan Christie. Nearly finds him in the box, but Bryce Samber's on his toes quickly to come and collect the DR Congo goalkeeper. Worrell, right-hand side. Long ball lifted. Lloyd Kelly wins the header into Lewis Cook, who gets inside to Nat Phillips. January signing on loan from Liverpool. Plays it along his box to Adam Smith. Ball forward to Lerma. Has to force it away quickly as there's pressure from Garner. And they've got it forward to Lewis Cook in the end. And sprays it wide left into Jordan Zamora. Is this another chance for Bournemouth? Jayden Anthony down the left looking for the run of Zamora. Deflects off Spence. Cleared in the end by Yates. And as far as Lewis Cook, who heads it towards Jayden Anthony on the left. Poked out of play by Zinkernagel for Forest. Bit of a cagey game, but we know how much lies on this. A win for Bournemouth takes them into the Premier League. A win for Forest takes them level on points with Bournemouth going into the last game of the season. And it's funny because Fulham are going up as the first ever team to score 100 Championship goals in a season after winning 7-0 last night against Luton to confirm their winning of this title. And both these sides playing tonight, who are second and third, have only scored 72, both on the same goal difference. But the only difference is, in terms of goal difference, is that Bournemouth have conceded 39 and Nottingham Forest has conceded 38. So 1 goal difference is all that splits these two sides. They're on the same points, same amount of wins, just that Bournemouth have drawn more games. Bournemouth are on 13 draws, Nottingham Forest have drawn 10. Bournemouth only lost 8 compared to Forest's 11. But you've got to remember, in the first 7 league games for Nottingham Forest this season, they lost 6 of them. So 6 of those 11 losses didn't even come under Steve Cooper, the manager, who's now took charge of, this is now his 41st game in charge, the former Swansea manager. We've got a goal kick here with Nottingham Forest, Bryce Samba standing over it. He's got a year left on his Nottingham Forest contract. Ball towards the right-hand side, header won by Worrell, and then sliced down a play by Jordan Zamora, the left-back who's really made a name for himself this season. He only made 2 late substitute appearances in the Championship last season. Throwing inside, looking for Sam Surridge, chested touch, finds Ryan Yates. Zinkernagel, takes it beyond Jaden Anthony, great skill. On the right-hand side, can he backheel it? He can to Spence, who then works across towards the far post, had to be headed away by Ryan Christie to take it away from Jack Colback, who's making a run in behind late. As James Garner collects a throw-in and is met by a warm round of applause as they are in front of the travelling Notts Forest away supporters. Colback throws it down the line towards Zinkernagel. Back his side's Colback. Can he work across? He's tackled from behind by Smith Fairley. It's now Christie. Tackled by Colback, and it's fairly done. And he plays it down the line. Zinkernagel tried to tap it beyond Jefferson Lerma, but a right foot blocks his touch forward and concedes the corner. They've got good height as well in the box, Forest. All through their centre half, 6'1", 6'2", 6'3". And then Sam Surridge as well, their striker, 6'3", so they've got height. It's going to be James Garner to put the ball in the box. James Garner did collect 2 assists in their last game at the weekend against Swansea in that 5-1 win. Can he conjure up another assist for Forest? In it goes. Far post header won by Nat Phillips as both the players who went for it hold their heads. Looking like it might be a bit of a nasty collision as Bournemouth could have been on their way. But both players went down holding their head. Nat Phillips is straight back up already. Who's the other party involved? Looks like it might be Steve Cook, I think, formerly of Bournemouth. Nat Phillips is just going to get a check-up from the medical team. But he's going to be okay. I think it's Steve Cook, the other player. You really couldn't see, to be completely honest. Alright, maybe mix up the commentaries. I've come back because you arranged commentaries. Yeah, meant to do this commentary when it was meant to be played 2.5 months ago. But Storm Eunice got the game postponed. And they rescheduled it about a week later for the penultimate game of the season. And it's just happened to come when both teams are looking to try and gain automatic promotion. And it is Steve Cook, the man who's come off worse from the collision of heads from the Nottingham Forest corner. .388 appearances Steve Cook made for Bournemouth before leaving for Notts Forest. Won the championship with Bournemouth back in 2015 under Eddie Howe. Like I say, when Liverpool do kick off at 8 o'clock, so in 40 minutes, I'm not going to lie, I thought it kicked off at 1:45. I forget Champions League have changed to 8 o'clock. When it kicks off in 40 minutes, I'll keep you up to date with that second leg. Bit of team news if you want it. Jota, Sadio Mane and Salah start as the front three. Steve Cook, just a bit of blood to the head. Centre half, hard as nails. Like I say, was at the joined Bournemouth on loan from Bristol in 2011, but then they paid a fee of 170,000 in January to bring him to the club. Scored 21 goals. First time he's ever playing the Cherries as the number 27. Cook is back on his feet. He's going to walk to the sidelines after getting treatment for that clash of heads with Nat Phillips and probably one player you don't want to clash heads with, and it is probably Nat Phillips. Did make 2 Champions League appearances, Nat Phillips, in the season before joining Bournemouth on loan in January. And a man who is playing for Villarreal tonight, formerly of Bournemouth, did really well for them last season. He's not starting, I don't think. I think he's on the bench. I don't think he's even on the bench. He must be injured or something. I'll try and find out. But Arnaut Danjuma is now a Villarreal. The shots blazed over the bar by Brennan Johnson there, the Welsh international. Yeah, Arnaut Danjuma sold in the summer for £21.3 million. It was a big loss for Bournemouth, but they did bring in a few players to try and replace him, the likes of Ryan Christie from Celtic. Sariki Dembele as well was brought in from Peterborough. He's on the bench. Robbie Brady as well, brought in as a free agent after he was released from Burnley. The Irish international, now at the age of 30. Just over 20 minutes, and Forest have had the one big chance, and then it fell to Sam Surridge. A ball through by Spence, fell to the striker in the box, and with his left boot he hit the crossbar. Looks like Mark Travis was beaten. As Nottingham Forest play out from the back here. Scott McKenna, back to his goalkeeper in the 6-yard area, has to clear with his left boot up past the halfway line towards Sam Surridge, who can't bring it down, battling with Adam Smith, and it's now with Nat Phillips. Forces it into the left-back area with Lloyd Kelly. First-time clearance down the Bournemouth left, and it will be Philip Billing to give chase ahead of Steve Cook, who will hook it out of play for a Bournemouth throw. That's Jordan Zamora, the left-back, who will look to take this throw in. Down the line it goes. Philip Billing holds up against Joe Worrell and looks for a ball down the line, and he finds the sensational left-back of Zamora. Tries to pull it back. Corner met with a massive round of applause by the players. That was a great running behind. Like I say, he has been a sensation at left back for Bournemouth this season. Like I say, didn't play 2 championship games last year. Jordan Zamora. Now he's playing his 32nd game of the season with 3 goals that he's also bagged from full back, and he's won his side a corner. Nottingham Forest first corner didn't result in anything for them. Will Bournemouth try and find greater results? Jaden Anthony, deep ball, in-swinger, header won by Lloyd Kelly, cleared in the box by Ryan Yates, but then held back by Lewis Cook to his defence as Bournemouth restart from the back with their goalkeeper Mark Travers. First time clearance up the field towards Lerma, who doesn't win the header. It's now with Nottingham Forest with Jed Spence in the Forest half, going back to Joe Worrell. Clip towards halfway. Can't find Sam Surridge. Header won by Lewis Cook. Only as far as Yates. Again, his head is misplaced. And then a misplaced ball from Jaden Anthony towards Dominic Solanke, picked up by Forest. And they now have possession in their own half with James Garner. He's playing it back to Steve Cook. And across to his right centre half, Joe Worrell. Long ball down the line, looking for Brennan Johnson, who will give chase ahead of Lloyd Kelly. Knocks him to the ground, and Brennan Johnson is furious that he's give that a free kick. It was a very light push on the centre half. He's definitely bought the free kick there in the left back area. Lloyd Kelly on Brennan Johnson. Stuart Atwell was quick to blow, and Steve Cook's head is bleeding once again from that clash of heads with Nat Phillips from the corner a few minutes ago. Let's have a look. Curled ball in behind by Worrell, looking for Brennan Johnson. And he was 2 hands in the back, to be fair. Lino give it as well. Linesman give it with the ref. Yeah, two hands in the back. It's a push. It's a foul. Can't do that. You'll never get away with that in this day and age. Brennan Johnson, who's had an absolute worldie of a season, by the way, the Welshman. Aiming to he'll hit 50 appearances this season. This is appearance number 49 for him in all competitions this season. Brennan Johnson, he's on 15 league goals. Last season he was in League One with Lincoln, where he got them to a playoff final, but unfortunately they were beaten by Blackpool at Wembley. The Nottingham-born striker, Brennan Johnson. Like I say, I am commentating on Thursday as well. Rangers versus RB Leipzig. Second leg. Leipzig currently have the advantage. Thanks to everyone who is liking and subscribing. Really does help out. So we're just having a moment of a pause in the game due to Steve Cook having a bit of more blood leaving his head. So we've still got the free kick in the left-back area for Mark Travers to take when we are able to get back underway. But it's interesting as well to see quotes from this game. Scott Parker saying we have the opportunity. A win will get us promoted. We need to stay very, very cool. And that is important because emotions could boil over here because it is such a big game, such prize on the line of a Premier League spot automatically. So his team do need to stay very, very cool, as he put it. And so far they have done. Like I say, Forest have hit the bar with a big chance, but Bournemouth have got in behind Forest a few times with a few crosses in the box, and a draw would put these teams 3 points difference like they are now. But like I say, Forest would have a 1 better goal difference, so it would just all come down to Forest winning on the last day and Bournemouth slipping up, and they play Millwall at home, who are towards the playoff places, but I pretty much think it's mathematically impossible for Millwall to get promoted due to not having the best of goal differences compared to the other teams heading for the playoffs. As again, we're just getting some medical attention to Steve Cook. It looks like the blood stopped again. We're going to start playing without him for the minute as the free kick gets played, flicked on by Billing, falls to a Forest defender as they come back to Bryce Samba, who just about clears it away from the onrushing Solanke, headed forward. Falls to Nat Phillips as Steve Cook's been allowed to come on. Return to play. Adam Smith now has it. The right back for Bournemouth, formerly of Tottenham Hotspur for 7 years. This is his 8th appearance against Forest, Adam Smith. The most against any other opposition that he's got in the Championship. If you've got any score predictions, well, let me know for this big game. Thank you to everyone who's here. Like, subscribe, all that good stuff. It helps out more than you believe. It really does. Like I say, rescheduled game. This was rescheduled due to Storm Eunice back in mid-February of this year. Solanke holds up from the throw-in. Gets it forward to Jaden Anthony. He's got Lerma to his right. Tries to take on James Garner, but he's dispossessed by the United loanee. But Zinkernagel loses it in a dangerous area in the Forest half. Zamora runs forward, gets a ball into Solanke, who chests it to the left to Philip Billing. Surrounded by Ryan Yates and many other Forest players, but he does work it to Anthony, who's currently playing left wing for Bournemouth. Down the line to Zamora, he's got forward again. Across it goes! Big clearance, Jack Colback. Still alive. Worrell with the header away. It's to Adam Smith, who loops it in the Bournemouth sky. Helped on by Lerma. As Worrell clears, only as far as Lewis Cook. Good interception. Left-footed ball down the line. Helped on by Billing. Nearly falls to Solanke, but Worrell volleys away. Helped back forward by Adam Smith. It's a bit scrappy in the minute. Billing brought down. Nothing done, says the referee. Brennan Johnson trying to hold it up in the striker area. Tackled by Lloyd Kelly. Only as far as Yates, who helps it forward. Only as far as Nat Phillips, who positions his header out wide left towards Jaden Anthony, as he can't take on Joe Worrell, the right centre-half. A little bit of mayhem there. What going on is, like I say, Jaden Anthony got it into the left-back, Zamora, who pulled it across goal, and Ryan Christie in the 6-yard box nearly got there ahead of Colback, but if it wasn't for the left boot of the left wing-back, Ryan Christie would have had a tap-in from literally about 4 yards out, getting his first goal in 13 games. So continue, Zamora, down the line to Anthony, one-on-one with Spence. Can he take on the right wing back on loan from Middlesbrough? Tries to go the long way round, forces a cross off of Jed Spence, and it'll be a corner kick for Bournemouth. Probably just edging it as the better side so far, Bournemouth, but it's Forest who have had the big chance off the crossbar, but that was also an equally big chance, that ball across the goal, as Ryan Christie was so close to a tap-in. Duran Ruddock's here as well for this big championship encounter. Jaden Anthony with a right-footed in-swinging ball. It's probably going to be aimed towards the far post, I presume, where the box is heavily populated. Oh, he tries one towards Solanke instead in the near post. Blocked away by Yates. 1-2 with Johnson. And Yates with a long ball forward. Zinkernagel will chase Adam Smith for it, but it's well cleared by the right back. As far as Garner, who heads it forward towards Brennan Johnson. He can't get there. Strong challenge by Zamora, but his challenge only falls as far as Ryan Yates. We are now in the Bournemouth half on the left-hand side halfway into the half with Zinkernagel. Plays it inside to Colback. Lays it back into Zinkernagel in the box on the left. Pulls it back all the way across. Johnson, big block Zamora. Falls to the edge to Spence. Can't take it away from Billing. Ball forward to Solanke. As a counter-attack could be on for Bournemouth. Tries to take on Worrell. And he wins the throw in Forest for his side. Oh no, he doesn't. The referee's been overruled by the linesman, but they lose it with the throw in as Solanke couldn't take it under control. Billing couldn't take it under control. Spence now has it as he brings it forward. In the final third, Brennan Johnson peels wide right, takes on Zamora with a heavy touch, and out of play it goes for a goal kick. Had a really positive start. Zamora, the left back for Bournemouth. Been at the club since 2019, was at Charlton for 8 years from 2011 to 2019. There's a ball across there to Brennan Johnson and a big block there from Zamora. Really big chances. It went through the legs of Lloyd Kelly. Brennan Johnson went towards the near post and it was blocked by the number 33. Thanks everyone here. 30 people here. Fantastic numbers. Make sure you're liking and subscribing. It really does help. It really does help. On halfway now with Lewis Cook. Tackled by Zinkernagel, but it falls forward for Bournemouth and then cleared by Spence. And they'll get there. Nat Phillips towards Mark Travers, the goalkeeper, who has to clear it first time as Surridge was trying to close him down. Headed on by Billing, on as far as Steve Cook, a former Bournemouth man. It's now Scott McKenna, going back to his goalkeeper, Bryce Samba. Back with McKenna on the left-hand side, a left-footed ball forward. It's a high one, headed away by Adam Smith. In towards the centre of the Nottingham Forest half, and it can be picked up by Ryan Yates, who was captain against Bournemouth earlier on in the season for Notts Forest. That game ended 2-1 to Bournemouth in the reverse game. Billing scoring and David Brooks scoring, who has been given the cancer-free signal today, or announced today, which is great news. He also got sent off in that game, David Brooks as well, alongside his goal. Ryan Christie along the Bournemouth box, and it'll be picked up by Lewis Cook, played forward to Smith. Back to Christie, can't lift it over the head of Colback, and Surridge can't keep it in play. There'll be a Bournemouth throw-in with Adam Smith. Bournemouth edging the possession with 60% of it. Forest with the 3 shots, 0 on target, but 1 is at the crossbar. And then Bournemouth had a couple crosses right across goal, which have been dealt with by the Notts Forest defence. Throwing down the line to Solanke. Ryan Christie gets in his way, but it comes off a Notts Forest player last for another throw-in in the Bournemouth half. Thrown into Solanke, who brings it down this time and lays it back into the right back Smith. 1-2 with Lerma. Smith looks forward, dinked ball, can't find Christie. But the clearance from Notts Forest only gone as far as Lerma in the Bournemouth midfield, and they can now migrate into the Bournemouth half with looking for an attack. Zamora loses out, tries to win it back, but Spence gets beyond the left back, and Forest can break away here. Bournemouth half, they go. Still running with it. Spence, he's got options all to his left. Looks for a clip ball towards Brennan Johnson on the edge. Brings it down beautifully, the Welshman. On the right foot. Edge of the box. Gets the shot away. Straight down the throat of Mark Travers. But it's a first shot on target for Nottingham Forest. Good clip ball in. Great touch as well by Brennan Johnson to bring it down and work the angle for the shot. But easy save in the end for Mark Travers, who about 15 months ago spent 1 month on loan at Swindon, and that would have been in League One. So Mark Travers really rising through the ranks at Bournemouth for this season, as obviously last season their number 1 was Asmir Begovic, but he was poached away from Bournemouth to go to Everton as backup goalkeeper. So Mark Travers had to step up, and he's kept Freddie Woodman at the side, who was brought in on loan from Newcastle, spent last season on loan with Steve Cooper at Swansea for their playoff final push, which they got to. Lost to Brentford in the final, so he's obviously highly rated by Scott Parker, the 22-year-old goalkeeper. His birthday is in just over 2 weeks' time, Mark Travers. Steve Cooper says his team are ready, and he says it couldn't come quick enough, this game. showing that his players are ready for it. They've had a lot of big games this season as well, Nottingham Forest in the FA Cup, where they've obviously had to play many Premier League teams like of Leicester, Arsenal, Liverpool and Huddersfield, who are near the top of the Championship as well. I think they're in 4th place. So they played many big games this season, but they've all been at home. So this is a big game away from home, having to bring travelling supporters. As Notts Forest clear the ball away with Scott McKenna towards the Forest right, where Johnson will give chase, but Lloyd Kelly gets there first. Back to his goalkeeper Travers, who hoofs it away up towards halfway, headed forward by Scott McKenna, the Forest defender, towards Surridge, who loses out to right back Adam Smith in the Bournemouth half. Played forward towards halfway to Solanke. Left-footed ball wide left, looking for Jaden Anthony. Well read though by Joe Worrell, but his clearance always gone as far as Zamora. Heavy touch, gives it to Yates, who can then get it to Jed Spence, who can then drive forward, as he's done many times so far this game, into Johnson. Looks for a ball wide right to Zinkernagel. Forces a corner, goal kick. Can we have an indication, please, from the linesman or referee? I think it's a goal kick. I don't think either of them knew, because when the ball got played wide right by Brennan Johnson and Zinkernagel, who gave chase, Lloyd Kelly chased it himself and got there, but did he get a touch before it went out? Oh, close. Not too sure myself, to be honest. So I kind of understand why the linesman and referee couldn't quite make their minds up. Oh, corner. Hadn't gone out of play yet by Lloyd Kelly. Should have been a corner, that. He kind of tried to pull his leg away as he knew Zinkernagel wasn't getting there because of his slide challenge getting in his way. As Philip Billing heads on the goal kick to Solanke, loses out to Joe Worrell. Yates with the heavy touch out of play for Bournemouth for a throw-in for them on the left-hand side. So we're 9 minutes away from the half-time whistle. 0-0 in this massive crunch game in the Championship. Down the line to Billing. Let Solanke take over towards the corner flag. He's tackled by Ryan Yates. Falls to the ground. Referee doesn't give a free kick, so they have to keep battling towards the corner flag. And he clears it off Solanke for a throw-in right in that corner flag on the Forest right. I think Ryan Yates was trying to have a little bit of a joke there with Stuart Atwell, but Stuart Atwell had quite the straight face there. Didn't quite find funny whatever Ryan Yates was saying. It's a long throwing down the Forest right, headed inside by Zamora, headed away by Garner, back forward by Bournemouth. Nodded down now to Jaden Anthony, pokes it forward to Solanke. 1-2, it's now with Anthony again. Wide right towards Ryan Christie. Heavy touch inside, but does work it back out to Jaden Anthony. Lays it off to the left back, Zamora. Bit deeper this time, looking for a cross. Deflects off Spence. And Zamora will give chase against Spence. It's still in play as he nudged to the ground there illegally. No, says the referee. And a heavy touch from Zamora as he was nudged onto the ball by Spence. He's gone out for a goal kick for Nottingham Forest. Nothing in that for me. Goal kick for Forest. Jed Spence was named in the Championship Team of the Season at the EFL Awards. After such a good season, Jed Spence attracting Premier League interest as Adam Smith heads away. Helped on by Ryan Christie into the Bournemouth half on the right-hand side. He's got to Solanke. Lerma around the corner to Christie. Will give chase towards the byline. Steve Cook will just get there first and clear out. Yeah, Solanke, who played it into Lerma, who then got it round the corner, was just caught late there by McKenna, but referee didn't see anything wrong with it. Throwing by Christie into Solanke. Inside to Lerma. Back to Christie. Cook gets beyond two Forest players. Great skill from Lewis Cook. Drives down the right-hand side. Lays it off into Lerma. The two holding midfielders linking up down the right-hand side here for Bournemouth. Another ball round the corner to Billing. Back to goal. Pressure by McKenna. Holds it up. Lays it back into Lerma. Inside to Cook. Angle for the cross. In it goes. Misses everyone. The closest towards it was Jaden Anthony at the far post, but he couldn't quite get in front of the Forest defender. And a Forest goal kick it is. A little bit of pressure there from the Cherries, but nothing came of it. unfortunately for Forest, their last game of the season is away at Hull, because they will be the only side in this championship season to not lose a home match in 2022. So I think they would have preferred the game to have been at home, but away it is to Hull, who are further down the table, so they'll definitely fancy themselves to get 3 points that match, and they'll help themselves big time if they win this game, because they'll go into the last game of the season, same points as Bournemouth, and with a better goal difference. Can you do West Ham Frankfurt? Unfortunately, I am doing Rangers Leipzig instead, unfortunately, mate, so I do apologise, I won't be doing that game. As Bournemouth look to set a breakaway as they regain the ball in their own half, but Lerm is being given a short ball by Garner, and now Garner has it on halfway. Down the line with an outside of the boot ball towards Philip Zinkernagel. Inside to Garner, as Forest trying to build this attack from a bit deeper inside the Bournemouth half. Zinkernagel looking for a ball in behind. What a ball. Can he find Surridge? He can. Tries to take on the goalkeeper. Tumbles. Offside. Something I find from Mark Travers, when Surridge was played in behind within 10 minutes, when he hit the crossbar, Mark Travers wasn't very confident. He didn't come out for it. He didn't close down the angle. He stayed on his goal line. And when that ball was played in behind for Sam Surridge, who was onside, by the way, that's a shocking call by the linesman. He's well onside. It's a great ball from Zinkernagel, who found Surridge. And yet, Mark Travers just very hesitant to come out there, almost scared to try and put a challenge on Surridge, maybe scared to give a penalty away. And even if he was onside and the referee had a decision to make for a penalty, I don't think he would have given it. Caught, possibly. But I think he's making the most of that, Sam Surridge. Let's have a look, proper slow-mo here. Doesn't matter because he was offside anyway. There's not enough contact for me there for a penalty, to be honest. But Mark Travers needs to be, I know it's a nervous game, it's a big game, but he needs to start being a bit more confident, come off his line a bit more demandingly. There's a massive switch on towards Colback's been attempted, and Ryan Christie's just had to head behind for a Forest corner. Doing his defensive duties there, following the run of Colback after the long diagonal switch, but his head has gone for a corner, which I think was probably more intended to try and hit the Bournemouth goalkeeper, to try and get it back in Bournemouth possession. There's 3 minutes until half-time. It's a Forest corner. The attack in the end, where the Forest fans are situated on the left-hand side, and Garner's taking a corner just in front of the travelling supporters. He puts an in-swinger towards the far post, headed by McKenna off the head of a Bournemouth man and cleared then by Bournemouth. They're asking for handball though. They think it came off a hand as it falls all the way back into the Forest half, with Colback, who then just nods it into the goalkeeper, Bryce Samba, who rolls it on the floor and gets a left-footed ball forward and in behind, and he finds Zinkernagel. Great ball towards the corner flag on the left. He's one-on-one with Adam Smith, cuts onto his right foot in the box on the left, tries the shot, and it's again straight at Mark Travers. Easy save for the goalkeeper to make. In their last 10 league games, Forest has only lost once, and that was to Luton, who are right in the playoffs. So they're on a great run of form as Bournemouth come into this game 3 points behind Forest, when it was 11 when these teams were meant to play the first time around. So how things have changed. There's another offside on Forest. Just a minute and a bit until half-time, or till additional time anyway. As it has been a cagey game. Forest have hit the bar within 10 minutes. Bournemouth have had a few flash crosses on goal, which have been defended well by Forest in the end. Travers with the clearance away towards the Bournemouth right. Lerma can't win it. Garner gets the touch. It falls to Surridge with his chest on halfway. Lays it back into centre-back Scott McKenna. Now Colback. Cook. Left-footed hurried ball, but the hurried ball fell to Zinkernagel, but he's lost out to the midfielder of Lewis Cook, who drives along the Bournemouth pitch. He loses footing there with a trip, but it's because he's been caught by Zinkernagel, says the referee. To I think the disagreement of the Forest bench, who were straight off their feet to ask why that was a foul, because they think it was was not, and it was harsh on Philip Zinkernagel, the Dane, playing in the attacking midfield role. Got a goal and an assist against Leicester in that FA Cup victory, Zinkernagel. Let's have a look, as Lewis Cook won the ball from Zinkernagel, and then he chased it again. Caught his foot, and then he just tripped over himself. So he didn't look like he gave the actual trip, and then when he just fell over his own feet, that's when he gave it. So it's probably right to be a bit annoyed there, Forest, as we're aiming towards the 45th minute in this huge championship game. And a lot of people will be watching this game for sure, especially before the Liverpool game kicks off. Cook again with more blood from the head. Thankfully, half-time's on its way, so they can really get a bandage on that. It's all from the collision of heads he had earlier on in the half from a corner with Nat Phillips. 3 minutes of added on time, probably due to the stoppage of his of Steve Cook's bleeding head. As Nat Phillips, the man who gave him that bloody head, brings it forward and passes it into Zamora, the left back. Pokes it towards Anthony, deflects off Spence for a Bournemouth throw. On the left. Lots of Vaseline on the head, as he has to change shirts now as well, due to the blood. The throw-in's gone to Billing, lays off into Zamora. Back he goes to halfway to Lloyd Kelly, the captain. He's got the one goal so far this season. And it's Huddersfield, game week 14. It's now with Solanke. He's dropped deep, the striker for the ball. Lays off into left back. Zamora into the final third. We now are with Jayden Anthony. Inside to Solanke again. Around 20 yards away from goal. Tries to work it away from Worrell. Finds Zamora. Weak-footed cross. Flicked by Billing. Falls off the chest of McKenna and cleared by the Scotsman. So halfway to Nat Phillips, the number 2. Forced back to Lloyd Kelly. Closed down by Brennan Johnson. And his pass has gone out of play on halfway. Throw in for Forest. And Steve Cook is now back on the pitch again as we've got 90 seconds left of added on time. But in the reverse fixture of this game, as Bournemouth come away on the right hand side, I'll get to that in a second. But the pass is off from Adam Smith to come off callback. Christie before half time, minute to go. Yeah, like I say, in the reverse fixture, David Brooks did get Bournemouth the lead in the 28th minute, then pulled back by McKenna in the 48th minute in the second half, and 10 minutes later, Philip Billing got the winning goal, which, you know, could be a big win for Bournemouth, even though it was back earlier on in the season. Bournemouth throw on the left, Zamora into Solanke, chests it down, looking for options, has to play it back to Lewis Cook. He strides forward, 30 seconds left, plays a ball across to Adam Smith, who joins the attack. Ball out, wide right to Christie. He's got the overlap of Lerma. Tries to go on the inside himself, tries to take on James Garner, knocking him off balance, and Christie looks to swing a ball in towards the box, cleared away by Yates. Headed forward on the halfway by Lloyd Kelly to Jayden Anthony, who's been closed down by Jed Spence. You can then clip it wide right towards Christie. Heads it on forward, only as far as Scott McKenna, who got Forest's goal in the reverse fixture. And he heads it towards Lerma, and that will beat half-time. Play stops just in the middle of the park. No real attack was on there for Bournemouth or Forest. As Lerma's just getting a talking to there as he threw the ball at Surridge as he kicked the ball off Lerma. Just a little bit of playground stuff. But Stuart Atwell's just having a word at Lerma. No booking, just telling him not to throw the ball at anyone. It wasn't malicious. Surridge didn't really react. Remember, he's mates with a lot of these Bournemouth players as he was once a Bournemouth player himself. But at half-time, we have the game at 0-0. It's cagey, but we have had chances. It's not one of those cagey games like RB Leipzig Rangers, which we covered in the last game on Thursday. This game's actually had chances, and the chances started with, and there was not a big chance, but there was a slight chance early on where the Bournemouth team nearly got a goal, but they had a better chance with a similar effect. like I say, half-time, 0-0. There was a crossbar hit in the 10th minute by Sam Surridge as he was played in behind by Jed Spence, and on the left foot, he hit the crossbar. He had a bit more time than he thought. Sam Surridge, who comes off the back of this game with a hat-trick against Swansea, his first career hat-trick. So with that confidence, you'd think he would be able to bag that as keeper Mark Travers stayed on his line, but no. He hit the crossbar, and then, like I say, Bournemouth have created a lot of pressure, but not many big chances. They've had a big ball swept right across the box by the left-hand side. Zamura's one of them. And a Jack Colback clearance was key as Ryan Christie nearly had a tap in at the far post from around 4 yards out. Brennan Johnson has also had a shot blocked as well by Zamura in around the half an hour mark. So I'd say 2 chances for Forest, the crossbar hit and the Brennan Johnson block shot. And I'd say around 2 chances for Bournemouth as well. Both crosses, one earlier on around 5 minutes in, and then another one around 35 minutes in. Ball across, cleared away by Jack Colback. So I'd say 2 chances each, but the crossbar hit was definitely the biggest chance. But then again, the best chance has fell to Forest with that crossbar hit. So the pressure applied by Bournemouth, the big chance for Forest. So pretty even going in at half time. But yeah, it is Bournemouth with the possession, but like I say, Forest are the ones who, when they do get the ball, have created the bigger chances, but you feel with the Bournemouth pressure, they could create a big chance at any moment, so it's key that Notts Forest keep their concentration. Like I say, Liverpool do kick off in around 8 minutes' time, so I'll keep you up to date with that game while this match is going on, but currently at the minute we have a half-time break. If you are new, please like and subscribe. It helps massively. Next commentary this Thursday is the second leg of the Europa League semi-final between Rangers and RB Leipzig. After the first leg, it was 1-0 in 85th minute. Angelino strike gave the German side the advantage, but it's all to play for at Ibrox. Come Thursday night at 8 o'clock kickoff. But I'm going to read the news now. Didn't quite have time to do it before the game, and I did mention it in the 7th minute as there was a round of applause from all fans at the 7th minute due to David Brooks being Bournemouth's number 7, and today he's been given the all clear for cancer. Fantastic news. Hopefully he will be back on the pitch next season playing football once again. I was going to read the statement he released today. It was at around 2:30 on Twitter. I will give you that statement now. 108,000 likes on Twitter as well, which is great to see. He says, "It has been a few months since my last update, and in that time I have thankfully completed my cancer treatment. I would like to say a huge thank you to all of the incredible medical staff for their amazing work and support throughout this process. Last week I met with my specialist, having reviewed my final test results. I am delighted to say the treatment was successful, and I can now say that I have been given the all clear and am now cancer free." Those words feel incredible to say, and I am so thankful for all of your messages and good wishes. These really helped me through the tough times. I'm so excited to start the journey back to full fitness and continuing my football career. The lads at Bournemouth have had an excellent season so far, and I'm looking forward to being back at the Vitality to cheer the team on as we head into the most important fixtures of the season. I am determined to work my hardest over the months ahead, and I can't wait to be back out there and playing in front of you on the pitch in the not so distant future. Thank you again. Best wishes, David. Great to hear. Unbelievable statement to be announced today, especially on such a big game, to really give the Bournemouth fans, players, staff a real lift and a real motive to get this team back in the Premier League with a win tonight, which they can do. They could be possibly 45 minutes away from promotion back to the Premier League after 2 seasons in the Championship. Like I say, David Brooks, very sad. He did start the season playing. He got 1 goal in 7 appearances, and that 1 goal did come against Forest away in the 2-1 win. He also got a red card in that game, and he also bagged 2 goals in the League Cup against MK Dons, but unfortunately he got diagnosed with stage 2 Hodgkin lymphoma in October of last year. But 6 months later, he's now got the all clear, cancer-free, and I'm presuming some point next season he'll be making his return to football. Great news for David Brooks. Been at Bournemouth now since 2018, and when I was meant to do this game back in February, Scott Parker actually spoke on David Brooks and saying back in February he's starting to spend more time around the squad. So he's been around the squad now for a few months, and he's finally battled cancer. Cancer can get lost. We've got another survivor and another beater of it, and that is David Brooks. Great news for Bournemouth. Like I said, and what a day to announce it on such a big day where Premier League promotion could be reclaimed for the Cherries. So yeah, great news to hear, and that's why there was a pause at 7 minutes as well. But yeah, half time 0-0. Like I say, Bournemouth with the majority of the possession, creating the pressure. Few chances with balls across the box, but no real chances at Bryce Samba where he's had to make a really commanding save or a stretching save or anything. It's Nottingham Forest who've definitely come closer to getting the ball in the net with less possession. Obviously, Surridge hitting the bar with about 10 minutes in, and then Brennan Johnson around half an hour in getting a shot blocked on the line by Jordan Zamora. Second half will get underway in about 5 minutes' time, as we did have 5 minutes. 5 minutes? We did have 3 minutes of additional time due to Steve Cook's bleeding head after he got a knock on the head through Nat Phillips. Hopefully he'll get that properly treated at half time, because we've had to stop the game. I think we've had to leave the pitch definitely around 3 times, Steve Cook, due to that head injury. Yeah, have we got any score predictions for the second half of this game? Or have we got any score predictions for the Liverpool game? We do travel to Villarreal. Obviously, we'll be favourites going in with a 2-goal advantage, but you never know with football. It can surprise you in many ways. Oh, come on. And obviously we've got United. What? Sorry, United were in my head from yesterday. City do play tomorrow as well. I'm getting mixed up because that bank holidays really threw me off. I keep thinking it's Monday when it's Tuesday, isn't it? So we've got Manchester City as well going to Spain themselves to play Real Madrid, and yeah, the teams are now out in that one. Villarreal and Liverpool. Liverpool could be aiming to reach a 3rd Champions League final under Jurgen Klopp. It'd be their 4th European final, I think, because he got into a Europa League one in his first season, should I say? Where they played Spanish opposition. I think they played Sevilla and were beaten, I think, by Unai Emery, if my memory serves me right. So, yeah, going to have that game on the right-hand side here. So I've got that on here. So anything happens in that Liverpool game, I'll bring you up to date straight away, as we are about to get the second half underway very soon in this one. In this big championship fixture, which have had no goals, but it's been pretty open despite being such a game that's got so much on the line. Yeah, what an occasion, by the way, for the Villarreal fans at home. Apparently, the tickets were really cheap to get. A lot of the city actually applied for passports, to get to the away leg, which is great to hear. It's a mammoth task. It doesn't help that they're 2 goals behind, but it was damage limitation at Anfield. To be fair, only losing 2-0 is quite the feat, because Liverpool probably could have and should have scored more than just the 2. So have to see how Unai Emery sets up his team. Obviously, going to have to be a bit more expansive, a little bit more attacking, due to the fact they need 2 goals. But who knows? We'll wait and see. We've had upsets before in the Champions League. Remember a couple of years ago when Tottenham turned around that 3-goal deficit in the second half of the second leg. Turned it around in 45 minutes against Ajax, who were high-flying in Europe that season. Etienne Capoue starts as he's doing his pre-match prayer. As away in Villarreal, we've got the kickoff there. We're still waiting for kickoff for the second half of this game, which is coming up in any minute now. As the 15 minutes are up for the break. See if either team can take the initiative and take the lead. Robertson has it on halfway. Have a switch over towards Salah, but it's intercepted by Stepinan. It's now played forward now. Villarreal can get an early chance here. No. Won back by Liverpool. And then lost. Jan Foyth, formerly of Tottenham. Former of Tottenham as well. Etienne Capoue, once of Tottenham before joining Watford. Look at the stats on top of my head. I'm not even prepared for that game. Reeling the stats off. I could be completely wrong. They are off the top of my head. A lot of adverts here. I feel like I've just watched adverts for the last like five minutes. Jed Spence ball through to Sam Surridge off the crossbar. Zinchenko ball in behind for Surridge. He was taken out, but he was offside. Probably might have been a penalty, that, if he wasn't offside, to be fair. Was contact. There wasn't much. Surridge is always going to go down for it, to be fair. But for me, it doesn't really matter if it was a penalty or not, because it was offside. So, well, it wasn't offside, actually. He was onside, which is quite funny. Obviously, Championship don't have VAR, so onside or offside, penalty or no penalty, it doesn't matter because it was offside. And like I say, we don't have VAR. Thanks to everyone who's here. Like, subscribe if you are not already. If everyone who's not watching hasn't subscribed, we could get a bit of a boost going. Gained a lot already in this stream, which is great to see. As it stands, Bournemouth will go into the last game of the season needing just a draw to seal automatic promotion. And they play at home to Millwall, who won't be easy because they've had a good season themselves. Getting close to those playoff spots, Millwall, but I think they'll just miss out. Then Forest have got to go away to Hull, who are near the bottom. So the result of this game is massive. As the players are back out, we're getting underway in a minute's time. No, he's onside there, Lino. Villarreal could be in behind here. They're in the box. Cross in towards Dia. Just about misses it, but he will retreat the ball on the left. Edge of the box to Parejo. Back out to Estepinan on the left. Works across. It's a good ball. Goal! Etienne Capoue gets there. He gets across the ball, and Dia has got Villarreal 1-0 up. 3 minutes in, Villarreal have already got one back. Wow. Great ball in by Estepinan. It got to Etienne Capoue at the far post. I'm not sure if he was trying to shoot or get it across, but it came off his right boot, went across goal, and the striker Dia scores for Villarreal. Liverpool's advantage cut in half. 2-1 on aggregate as we are back underway for this match. Notts Forest kicking left to right. Bournemouth right to left. It's 0-0. And Bournemouth with a victory can gain automatic promotion. Win for Forest. They go level on points with Bournemouth with better goal difference going into the last game of the season. A draw means a point for Bournemouth on the last day will be enough for automatic promotion. A lot rides on this game. Bournemouth clearance headed away by Steve Cook. He's not got a bandage on his head, even though he keeps bleeding. It's now a Jed Spence, the right wing back, as I'm presuming Villarreal's ground is absolutely rocking. The yellow wall I can see. Worrell down the line to Jed Spence. Takes too long on it. Just about gets it back to Joe Worrell, the captain. One appearance against Bournemouth, and it wasn't this season because he was out for the reverse game with a calf injury. Joe Worrell. He sends a long ball down the right channel towards Zinchenko. Headed on by Lloyd Kelly, taken over by Lewis Cook, who backheels it into Jordan Zamora. Good skill from the former Leeds midfielder, who's being plagued with injuries through his career, Lewis Cook. So let's hope he gets a break this time and has a long run in any team, whatever team he's at, without injury. As a throw-in for Bournemouth on the left as Zamura's inside pass is blocked off by Ryan Yates. He's had 4 loans, Ryan Yates, whilst at Nottingham Forest, but now he's a senior first-team member at the age of 24, as now with Mark Travers, the Bournemouth keeper. Plays it calmly to the right back, Adam Smith. He play out from the back here towards the edge of their box. Bournemouth is Norwich Forest slightly press. And Adam Smith hurries the clearance in the end, and it's pretty scuffed away, and it's a Nottingham Forest throw-in in the Bournemouth half. What a good start for Villarreal. That is, by the way, 1-0 already. Within 3 minutes it was. We're now 5.5 minutes in. Villarreal got some defending to do. So Jack Colback, the makeshift left wing-back with the throw-in. Towards Surridge, headed away by Smith, helped away by Lerma. Towards Scott McKenna. Solanke did get around him and poke it away, but only as far as Steve Cook. As it's now Forest back in possession with Bryce Samba clearing it first time. Up towards Surridge. Loses out, but it falls to Ryan Yates. McKenna, left-footed ball towards Brennan Johnson. Header won by Lloyd Kelly. It's now with Zamura at left back. Forward it goes to Billin. Lays it back into Zamura. Right-footed ball further forward towards Solanke. Takes it on the turn. He's brought down by Steve Cook. And that'll be a free kick in the centre circle for Bournemouth. Well won that by Dominic Solanke, who won the Euros at under-17s level in 2014. And he also won the World Cup in 2017. Same year as Steve Cooper led the under-17s to the World Cup. As Zamura plays it into Billin. Back towards goal, loses it to Joe Worrell. But the ball only falls as far as Zamura. Gets into Jaden Anthony around 20 yards out. Can he work a shot? No, he lays it off. Instead, to Solanke. Shot blocked on the edge of the box by Steve Cook, and he'll roll for a Bournemouth throw-in. Solanke trying to get his 30th championship goal of the season. That would be goal number 50 in his career for Bournemouth, since being at the club since January of 2019. Zamora gets the return from the throw-in. Tries to go inside. Tackled by Ryan Yates. And he brings down the midfielder in the process, Zamora. And Forest have a free kick in their own box. But it's just to talk about the transformation Forest have had under Steve Cooper. When he came in, they were bottom of the league. No win in their first 7. 1 draw, 6 losses. And Cooper's now got a 62.5% win rate as manager. And it's the highest of any Forest manager in history to take charge of 40 or more games. This is game number 41. 62.5% win rate. After 40 games, he's won 25 and he's only lost 6. And his first loss did come back in October of last year to Fulham. So what a transformation he's had. Unbelievable. His point per match ratio is 2.08 in the Championship for Forest this season, which is fantastic, as Worrell throws it to Brennan Johnson. Gets beyond Lewis Cook very nicely, plays down the line to Jed Spence, who's got forward. Ball in, it's an early one, it's not dealt with by Phillips, it's cleared by Kelly in the end, up to Solanke, who's had a heavy touch, so returns the ball back to Forest as McKenna hurries it towards the right, and it's a clear touch off a Bournemouth man, and that'll be a Forest throw-in. Still 1-0 Villarreal. Dia with the early goal for the Spanish side. As in this crowd that holds 11,364. I'm presuming every single seat has been sold out as Surridge loses out at the throw-in, and the throw-in goes all the way back to Mark Travers, the keeper. Tried to kick out of his hands quickly and nearly paid the price for a poor kick. It came off Surridge, but thankfully it came off his foot and it bounced off him like a trampoline, and it fell back to Bournemouth as Adam Smith, who was the one who got it, works out from the back, completes a nice 1-2 with Lerma and gets it down the line, looking for Ryan Christie. Offers too much of the ball towards Steve Cook, and he can clear out for the Bournemouth throw-in. The average attendance at home in all competitions this season has been 9,689, so 2,000 less than the capacity, but that obviously does also include away fans, and it's a bit of a lengthy away trip, Bournemouth, wherever you are, really. It's Adam Smith at right back, lays it off into Solanke, who's not quite been sticking up front. He's been drifting right, left, getting a bit deeper as Bournemouth have lost it in possession on the right hand side, and Forest can clear, but they've got no target man as Sam Surridge is back doing defensive work. That's now with Lloyd Kelly, the left centre half, just inside the Bournemouth half. Ball lifted over towards Jayden Anthony on the left. Great chest down by the winger, unbelievable skill from the youngster. Plays it inside to Solanke, back to goal, turns forward, facing goal now, trying to take on Scott McKenna. Forced towards the byline, and he loses out as he tries to pull it back. Blocked by Scott McKenna, cleared down the line by Yates. Can't find Brennan Johnson though. And it's now with Jayden Anthony. Across it goes to Lerma. Looking towards the right hand side now as he's closed down by Garner. Does get it to Ryan Christie, formerly of Celtic. Jayden Anthony drifted from left to right this time. Back to Christie. He's off into Cook. Christie again in the final third. Can he find that defence splitting pass? He might have as he finds Dom Solanke. Hits the side netting at the near post. Think it took a deflection though. Dominic Solanke, the big man, looking for goal number 30 of the season in the Championship. Good ball by Christie. Got it in between McKenna and Yates. McKenna and Garner, sorry. And Colback. And he took it first time Solanke on the turn towards the near post. Not too far away. Hit the side netting, and it was a goal kick in there, not a corner. It was a goal kick as Travis clears for Bournemouth in the Bournemouth 18-yard box. Headed forward by Garner. Good header from the youngster. Headed back towards him by Adam Smith. Lerman nods it down back to Adam Smith at right back. His cleared ball deflects out of play for a Bournemouth throw in towards halfway in front of the technical areas. Scott Parker, who took over in the summer. This is now his 49th match in charge of a Bournemouth, winning 25. So in 8 less games, Steve Cooper's won the same amount of games as Scott Parker at Forest than he has at Bournemouth. Cleared forward by Yates up towards Surridge. Heads it on as far as Smith, who gets cynically brought down by Surridge, and the referee blows up for a foul just inside the Bournemouth half on the right hand side. Played quickly into Nat Phillips. First ever game against Nottingham Forest in the 15 Championship games he's played. He started every single one, and he's picked up 7 wins. Nat Phillips, which for second place isn't a great amount of wins, if we're going to be completely honest. They've worked it right to Christie. Overlap of Lerma. Great run. Pulls it back to Solanke. Back to goal. Tries to turn to get a shot away. He's back still to goal. He lays it off into the on-running Christie. Then pulls it across, and it's cleared in the end. Bournemouth again piling the pressure on as we're 10 minutes into the second half, and I need to start the timer. Throwing on the right for Ryan Christie. Not much movement from the Cherries at the minute. Still not taking the throw in yet. Needs a bit of movement. The Scotsman. Throws it into Lerma. Back to Christie. Ooh, brought down by Colback, and he knows it. Just brought him down a little bit late there. The former Sunderland man. And it's a free kick on the right. It's a bit of a better angle than a corner, really, with this position of the free kick, as Thiago strikes it over the bar for Liverpool. Yeah, Lerma down the right. Got to pull back in and just felt his right hamstring as he crossed it, actually. So that might be an enforced change for Bournemouth, maybe. Has to just keep an eye out on the Colombian Lerma as he's still holding his left hamstring. Wasn't involved in the Copa America Colombian squad. Jefferson Lerma. He has had 2 red cards this season against Coventry. Jefferson Lerma and Birmingham. He's missed 11 games overall this season. Christie swings it in with the left boot. Has to be punched away by Bryce Samba. And it falls to Zinkernagel, who made up the ball for the free kick. His header's pretty poor. Christie, zip ball forward into Kelly. Lerma, out wide right. Anthony's cross. Helped on by Solanke towards Billing at the far post, just behind the Dane. But he will get there ahead of Ryan Yates, who's not letting him go. Towards the corner flag, can he work across? He does work across, but it's deflected by Yates. And he wins the throw-in for his side right towards that corner flag. Zamura's come over to take it. Ball crossed in towards Gerard Moreno. His header's blocked as Billing gets it from the throw-in, and his cross can't be deflected off anyone, straight out for a goal kick for Nottingham Forest. Obviously, Villarreal's made a much better start in this game than they did at Anfield. Actually playing a standard 4-4-2 as it looks like Bournemouth are going to make a change. Looks like Kiefer Moore might be coming on. The Welshman signed in January, but after his first game he made a late 5-minute appearance and then broke his foot. As Nottingham Forest have been dispossessed, and Jack Colback, to be precise, and Ryan Christie now has it, cutting in from the right on his left foot, strikes it from afar, and it's a wild strike. Well wide, way too high. Goal kick for Forest. Should have done better there, Ryan Christie. You can tell that is a man who has not scored in his previous 12 championship matches. Before joining Bournemouth, Ryan Christie did get 9 appearances for Celtic this season, a club where he stayed for 6 years. Versatile as well, can play pretty much anywhere in the attack or midfield. Christie as Lerma's back down again, and that might be where the change is coming from. If Lerma's coming off of Kiefer Moore, that's definitely a more positive change, and that could be where Ryan Christie maybe moves into a more central role, or they maybe change shape maybe. As Solanke's just giving instructions out to Dominic Solanke, and it will be Kiefer Moore to come on, definitely. Like I say, signed in January from Cardiff. When they went 3-0 down 2 games ago, Bournemouth away at Swansea, they came back and won that and drew that game 3-3, but it felt like a win. Drew it 3-3, and Kiefer Moore got his first 2 Bournemouth goals in that 3-3 draw to make up 2 drop points, which could have been 3 if they did lose to Swansea, but no, 3-0 down, drew 3-3. Kiefer Moore scored his first 2 Bournemouth goals in that game, and he will be replacing the holding midfielder of Jefferson Lerma. So maybe Billing to go into holding midfield, Christie to play in behind the striker, and maybe Solanke to go left wing maybe. Jayden Anthony out wide right. Now to see how they reshape here, Bournemouth, as Kiefer Moore does enter the field. He's got 7 goals this season in all competitions, 5 of them for Cardiff, 2 of them for Bournemouth. Did get a goal in the Euros as well in Wales' first group game against Switzerland. Back underway, goal kick from Samba, aimed towards Sam Surridge. Goes beyond him, and a Bournemouth throw, and it is on their right-hand side in their own half. See how they reshape here with Kiefer Moore on. Like I said, he came on for his debut, played about 5 minutes, and then from that, he broke his foot and missed 13 matches. So he's slowly now returning, playing his 3rd game in a Bournemouth shirt. Obviously, he would have wanted to have played a lot more by now. But football life isn't always fair. But he's back on now for the most important games of the season. Throwing for Forest. So inside the Bournemouth half of Jack Colback, the left wing back, the number 8. Did have 2 separate loan spells at Nottingham Forest before making the move permanent. Jack Colback, as he heads it forward now towards Brennan Johnson. It's won by Lewis Cook. Gets away almost as far as Gardner. Colback. His header comes right off the top of his head, and it's out for a Bournemouth throw. As it looks like Solanke's just going to be on the left-hand side. Kiefer Moore up front, with Billing and Christie in the midfield. So I think it'll be Lewis Cook holding, and then off of him forward is going to be Christie and Billing, and then Solanke, Anthony, and Kiefer Moore up front. So a bit of a change to a 4-3-3 now, I think, for Bournemouth, with the forced change of Lerma, who's had to go off with an injury. Long throwing down the line, Christie towards the corner flag, keeps it in and kicks it off of Colback and wins a corner for his side. Well won that by Ryan Christie as he's getting the team up. getting the crowd going. And he's going to be the man to take this in-swinging corner. With just under half an hour to go, this would be a great time to score from a set piece. Even though he's not even been here for a full season yet, Ryan Christie is getting that crowd going. So he's got big men to aim for in that box. Left foot, in-swinger, straight into the hands of Bryce Samba. Good goalkeeping. Can he throw it out quickly? He's kept hold of it. He then kicks out of his hands. It's a long kick. He's aimed towards Brennan Johnson. He goes over Adam Smith. Does he get a touch on it? No, he doesn't. Throw-in for Bournemouth. Brennan Johnson was asking for a throw-in of his own there, thinking he got a touch off the full-back. But the referee didn't see that. Or didn't see it in that way. Thrown into Anthony. Played it back to Nat Phillips. Into his goalkeeper now, Mark Travers. First time clearance up the field into the Forest half. Header won by Steve Cook. Over to the right side to Jed Spence, who gets there ahead of Dominic Solanke. And spins with a good ball forward as well. Fantastic pass into Ryan Yates, who can run forward. Pressured by Philip Billing, nudge to the ground. Legally, says the referee. Billing wins it back, gets into Zamora. Side tackled by Spence and then taken over by Zinkernagel as Forest is now on the attack. Down the right. Good run here by Zinkernagel. He keeps going. Tries to pull back, blocked by Billing. Full forward to Zamora, who then gets it further away. Met by the clearance of Worrell in towards the Bournemouth box. Met by the head of Nat Phillips. Looks like Garner, who nods it forward. Only as far as Lewis Cook. Shifts it to his right to Christie. Now there's a counter-attack on. Into the Forest half. Can he find a pass? He goes to his right to Kiefer Moore. Can carry on his run, Christie? He does, but he can't find him. But there's a free kick in the build-up anyway for Forest. I think as Christie made the pass wide right, as there's a bit going on in the sidelines there between the two sets of staff. A little bit of words exchanged. Lewis Cook got fouled when he played it. That was advantage. But then Ryan Christie let go of it to Kiefer Moore on the air. As Christie played it wide right to Kiefer Moore, he then he tripped Cook, who was trying to trap the run of Christie. He tripped Cook, and the referee gave it as a free kick, and that ended that Bournemouth counter. Yeah, just getting a little bit tense in the two technical areas. Free kick taken by goalkeeper Bryce Samba. It's a long one up towards Surridge. Header won by Phillips. Helped back forward by McKenna. Phillips will get there first. Chest it and clears away in the right back area. Towards McKenna, who wins his header strongly. Cleared by Adam Smith. Throw in for Notts Forest. Still 0-0. Just over 25 minutes to play. He throws it back to halfway to Steve Cook. Spence. Ball forward towards Brennan Johnson. It's intercepted by Bournemouth and cleared up the field, where Joe Worrell has to retreat the ball in the right centre-back area. And he has to play back to his keeper, Samba. Ball towards halfway line to Brennan Johnson, but he's been flagged offside. Not much history between these two sides in terms of history of fixtures. It's only their 18th meeting. We have had 5 draws. And we got a draw last season in February of 2021. It was a 0-0 draw, so we might get something similar. As a really poor misplaced pass by Bournemouth leads a Forest throw-in. And I'm sure they'll be nervy, like the players, those travelling supporters who have had to put with a lot of stress from this game, because like I say, it was meant to be played in February of this year, but it was postponed about 4 hours before kickoff due to Storm Eunice, and it's not a short travel. It's not a short trip for Forest going from the Midlands down south. They've all made it in whatever ways possible. It's now back in the Bournemouth possession with Lloyd Kelly. Long ball for Bournemouth over the top of the defence. Billing will give chase. Yates just has the pace on him, but he loses out to Billing. As he carries on, referee's not blown. He's trying to pull it back, but Samba gets there. What goalkeeping that is. Yates and Billing battled for it on the left byline, and Billing just out-muscled the Forest midfielder. Referee saw nothing wrong with it. Muscled him off the ball. And on the left-hand side, he had to just try and pull it back to a teammate. As Yates crashed to the ground, he just needed to pull it back, but hit it way too close to the keeper. And Billy knows that's a massive chance. like I say, just nudges Yates to the ground. Nothing in it at all. Definitely not a foul. And as he pulled it back, it fell right to the keeper. Should have done better with that as Jed Spence loses it in midfield. Well won by Zamora. Tries to set away Kiefer Moore. Big slide challenge by Steve Cook. But the challenge only goes as far as Jaden Anthony. 1-on-1 with McKenna. Plays it to Christie. Looks for a shot. It deflects into the sky. And on the edge of the box it goes. In the corner of the box. And it's Bryce Samba to collect with the hands. And he rolls it quickly out to Joe Worrell. Tries a switch towards the Notts Forest left. But picked up by Jaden Anthony and pulled to the ground there. Jaden Anthony by Sam Surridge as he tries to run away with the ball when he knows it's a foul. It's getting a bit hectic this game. You know, it could be won by anyone. But that Billing chance is massive. Can't believe he kicked it right towards the keeper. He had so much time to pick a pass, and that's what Billing does. Should have done a lot better than that. Philip Billing. Here's Solanke on the left. He's had to change position with the introduction of Kiefer Moore for Jefferson Lerma. Tackled by Spence. Cleared by Yates. Up towards Brennan Johnson. Avoids the Welshman. It's going to be a throw-in for Bournemouth. Yates is getting back to his feet as he was just bundled to the ground as he cleared it up the field then. That's going to be a free kick actually for that. But yeah, second half stats. Forest have been pretty much non-existent. They've yet to have a shot. Nottingham Forest, second half. First half, they hit the bar, had a shot blocked on the line. And then in the second half, they have done nothing. Literally no shots yet compared to Bournemouth's 4, but none have been on target yet. You can just tell it's one of those games where neither team wants to lose as the ball in behind for Kiefer Moore on the left-hand side. Keeps it away from Joe Worrell for now. Works onto his right foot. Edge of the box. Strikes it. And it's a curler. It's wide. It's very high. And it's a goal kick for Nottingham Forest. Kiefer Moore needs to do a lot better than that. Like I say, was the hero in that 3-3 draw to Swansea 2 games ago. Scoring 2 goals. Yeah, with a broken foot, he's missed the majority of the back end of this season, as he joined Bournemouth from Cardiff on a permanent deal in January. Ball forward by Forest. Can't be got under control by Zinkernagel. So now Smith back to Nat Phillips in the Bournemouth defence. Played towards Lewis Cook. Nearly challenged by Zinkernagel, but he moves away from the Dane, Lewis Cook. And he's just caught late as he released it, but play continues as Bournemouth is still moving it forward with Jaden Anthony on the right-hand side. Just plays it back to Ryan Christie. Left foot, ball in towards the box to Solanke. Takes it on really well. He's looking towards goal, but he's tackled fairly by Steve Cook in the box. Really good challenge by the experienced centre-half forward of Bournemouth. And Forest look to set away with Zinkernagel, but his pass is misplaced. That's going to be a throw-in for Bournemouth as Steve Cook's head is bleeding once again. Don't know why they don't stick a bandage on his head. I really don't understand that. Made a really good tackle then, though. Steve Cook on Dominic Solanke to stop the 29-goal man in the Championship this season from scoring once again. He's not scored in his career yet against Forest. He has got 2 assists, though, Solanke. Jaden Anthony tries to take on 2 Forest players, and he does do so very well. And plays it forward to Kiefer Moore, takes on the turn nicely, works onto his right foot, plays it back forward to Jaden Anthony, parried away by Samba. Can he be kept in by Zamora? Comes off the corner flag, and it's going to be a corner. Look on the side of Bournemouth there, as like I said, deflects off the corner flag to its left. And the corner, well done by Jaden Anthony. He was fed through by Kiefer Moore on the right. The angle was tight. He did work a shot, but it was just slammed away by Bryce Samba with his left hand. Unorthodox save, but kept it out of the goal, so can't complain. Bryce Samba is yet to win against Bournemouth in 3 previous attempts. Jaden Anthony, in-swinger, great ball in, meets ahead of Forest, and it falls to Lewis Cook, who's one of the furthest back for Bournemouth. Keeps away from Zinkernagel and chips it towards the box, and it's headed away, though, by Yates, and it finds Brennan Johnson, and the counter's on. He's got away from the challenger, Lewis Cook. He's got support. Sam Surridge to his right. Will he feed the former Cherry? Oh, he tries to. And he wants to foul Brennan Johnson. He's getting pushed from behind. And Surridge couldn't get it because the pass was misplaced as he was off balance. Under 20 minutes to go. As the referee stopped play now with Ryan Yates on the floor again with a it looks like a shoulder injury that he may have picked up just moments ago when he was shoved to the ground for a clearance. But yeah, Brennan Johnson, as they tried to counter, he got away from the first challenge of Cook, who tried to trip him, but he kept with him, Cook, right behind him, pushed him in the back. Don't know how he's not giving a free kick because he got pushed in the back and then released it about 2 seconds later, so there was no real advantage. I don't get why the ref's not giving that. Stuart Atwell was not going to give that free kick. And like I say, Ryan Yates now down with a shoulder problem. So another stoppage in play. He just got it before when he tried to clear it about 5 minutes ago. Just landed awkwardly on his shoulder and he held it straight away as soon as he fell after a challenge from Dominic Solanke. And that's Ryan Yates making his 120th championship appearance. He's got the 14 goals. But Forest are yet to make a change. When are they going to make one? We've had one from Bournemouth already where Jefferson Lerma, the holder midfielder, was swapped and it was a positive change. Kiefer Moore came on for Bournemouth. He had success against Nottingham Forest last season, Kiefer Moore. For Cardiff, he scored 2 goals in a 2-0 win for Cardiff against Forest. So he has had success against this team before. Kiefer Moore, the 29-year-old Welsh striker, born in the August of 1992. But still no shots yet for Forest in the second half, but it can only take one. It could only take one. As it looks like still no movement on the bench for Nottingham Forest as Steve Cook has got more Vaseline on his head to try and stop the bleed that he picked up in the first half. Ryan Yates also waiting to come back on as well, as they've got 2 players off the pitch currently. Bournemouth, Steve Cook and Ryan Yates, allowed back on immediately as Bournemouth get the game back underway with Billing headed it on, trying to find Solanke in behind, but it's Steve Cook to get there first and he goes back to his keeper Samba. Calmly gets it to right wing back Jed Spence, who will bring it forward momentarily, then goes inside to Ryan Yates, who's back on the pitch. Back to Spence. Into the feet of Joe Worrell. Lifted ball up towards Surridge. Can't win the header. Falls to the feet of Lloyd Kelly. Then cleared by Nat Phillips. Comes off Billing. Kept in just about by Solanke. Or no, his clearance is definitely gone out of play anyway. And Zamora has gone down and he stayed down here. Stuart Atwell straight to his need. Seems in pain here, Zamora. Let's see what happened. As he was backing up for the header. Oh, he was caught in the face there by Surridge. As the ball was played towards the front man. Hopefully he'll be okay to continue. Just took a knock in the face there by Sam Surridge. Like I say, he's got good goal scoring form for Forest so far. 8 goals in 18 in all competitions. 7 in 15 in the Championship. Got a first career hat-trick in the last game for Notts Forest at the weekend against Swansea at home. Still down Zamora. Really feeling that contact from Surridge, and it was there. He's not faking it or anything. You've got to think though the positive result, a draw, is the best for Bournemouth. They'll go in 3 points ahead of Forest going into the last day, and all they need is a point. If they do lose that game and Forest win, though, they would finish third. So, you know, if it is to be a draw, it will be Bournemouth to be the happier team. Is in their hands. That's always how you want it. As Gary Cahill is in the stands for Bournemouth, the man who's been at the club since the start of the season. He led the charge for Bournemouth at the start of the season. He played 22 games in the Royal in the Championship. He got a red card against Barnsley, and that was the last game he's played in the season so far. And that was back on the 29th of January for Gary Cahill. So as soon as Nat Phillips came in, he was the preferred option compared to the 36-year-old Cahill as we're back underway. With I think Zamora hopefully coming back on as Forest have won it in midfield with Garner on the far left. Goes inside to Yates. Has to be forced back now to McKenna and across to Steve Cook. I'm hoping and presuming Zamora's back on as the ball towards Zamora's left back position. Can't find Jed Spence in behind and Zamora's back on and that ball from Steve Cook's gone for a Bournemouth throw-in as we are just about to hit the 76th minute. We've not had a goal yet We've not had any shots on goal by Forest. Bournemouth have definitely been the better side in the second half, but the chances have gone away from them. Bournemouth, like I say, it only takes one mistake, it only takes one big chance, one moment of quality to change a game like this. As Travers gets a goal kick up towards Kiefer Moore, wants the free kick, doesn't get it, but he gets it from the Forest clearance. But as he's got a heavy touch, Colback gets in ahead of him and he trips the left wing back of Forest and wins the free kick there. Colback, and it's Forest back in possession in their own half with Worrell. Works it to Jed Spence on the far right, everything to his left. He goes down the line, in behind, looking for Brennan Johnson. Gets a little bit of a lucky deflection of Lloyd Kelly. Takes towards the byline. Is he getting held back by the centre-half? No, says the referee. Dribbles it out of play. And Lloyd Kelly, the captain, just gives Johnson a bit of a shove. He is only young, Brennan Johnson. He's only age of 20. Making his 49th Championship appearance. He spent last season in League One on loan at Lincoln. Steve Cooper was frustrated not getting a free kick there on the far right. Brennan Johnson saying he was getting a push in the back there by Lloyd Kelly, but the referee didn't see it in the same way. Lloyd Kelly has a good record himself against Forest. He's yet to lose in 5. As a goal kick forward, he's been lost by Bournemouth in the Forest half, and Bryce Samba slams it clear up towards Surridge. Header won by Adam Smith, only as far as Zinkernagel. Now he lays it off to Yates, works it to the wide left position of Surridge, who has to chase it to keep it in. It's towards the corner flag on the Forest left. And Forest win a throw-in. Adam Smith was sure it came off Surridge last, and I may tend to agree there, but it's Forest with a throw-in. Taking it quickly. In the box! What a chance! 6 yards out. Ryan Yates unmarked. Couldn't sort his feet out. And wide it went, and once again, he's holding his shoulder. He's clearly injured, Ryan Yates. And they have got a midfield replacement, Cafu, the Portuguese on the bench, 29-year-old. Joined Forest back in 2020. But what a chance. Garner with a cross, got 2 assists in their last game, and he should have probably gone with his left foot, his weaker foot, but instead tried to go with his right, and he volleyed it wide from 6 yards out, and Ryan Yates will maybe live to regret that chance as he gets back on, and we're back underway with a goal kick that's been won by Kiefer Moore, but it's picked up by Garner, as Yates is back up and back in the midfield position. Smith at right back, kicks it off Surridge, throwing for Bournemouth on halfway. Thrown down the line by Jayden Anthony into the path of Billing. Try to shrug off the Forest players as he trips. And no free kick, says the referee. Joe Worrell tries to bring it away. Caught late there by Zamora. And that'll be a foul by the left back. In the Forest half. Is it still tense? You just never know. Taking it quickly. James Garner gets Scott McKenna into play in the Bournemouth half. Brings it forward. Lays it off into Colback. Back it goes to Garner. Colback again into Garner. We're back in the Forest half here as after restart with goalkeeper Bryce Samba at the age of 28. Up forward. Can't find a Forest man, but that clearance from Bournemouth is pretty horrific. Finds Yates in midfield. Lifts it towards Colback. Short pass. And Ryan Christie can poke it forward to give run. It will be Kiefer Moore. And he wins it ahead of Scott McKenna. Sends him to the deck on the far right. Kiefer Moore. It's a cross. It's straight into the side netting. It's going to be a goal kick for Nottingham Forest. There's a big chance is yet to break for either side in the second half. I mean, Billion had one about 15 minutes ago where he had a chance to pull it back, but he kicked it straight towards the goalkeeper. Jed Spence down the right. It goes to Brennan Johnson. Pulled shirt there. Will be a throw-in though for Bournemouth, as the referee don't think he saw the pull of the shirt, but Johnson wasn't really asking for a free kick anyway. It's in the Forest half. Zamora, who had a really good first half, has been off it a little bit in the second in terms of creating chances for his team. And Zamora, before Blackburn, their last match, he was out for 4 games, so it's a grateful return for Bournemouth to see him back in the side as his throw-in's gone right out for a goal kick. Kiefer Moore made an opposite run. Steve Cook could see it out. The man who's got loyalties at Bournemouth of 11 years. Let go in January to Nottingham Forest, which played 16 games for them. Not scored yet, the 31-year-old. Villarreal in the box. Oh, Canate, good defending. Is it still 1-0 to Villarreal? 39 minutes into that game. Good tackle by Raul Albiol there. Doing decently, Villarreal is. Kiefer Moore wins it on the left-hand side here, the number 21. Try to take on Steve Cook. He's got the help of Joe Worrell, but he lays off into Dom Solanke. on the left, trying to get onto the right foot. It falls to Zamora. The left back on his right. Doesn't want the shot, but he's tripped on the edge of the box. And that'll be a free kick. Scott McKenna, the Scottish centre-half, gets a yellow. Good run from Zamora. He's a left back and he was travelling towards the right-hand side and he really didn't fancy a shot of his weak foot, so he just kept running and running. And when he was about to release maybe a pass, Scott McKenna tripped him right on the edge. Literally, this will be about 19 yards out. It is literally right outside the box. It's central as well, so it'll be a difficult free kick for whoever takes it because it's a bit close to get it up and over the wall. So maybe it might be a bit of a power drive towards the keeper's side. We'll have to wait and see. As Villarreal has got the equaliser on aggregate, I don't believe what I'm seeing here. Villarreal are 2-0 up on the night. 2-2 on aggregate. Francis Coquelin, the former Arsenal man, is 2-2. Unbelievable scenes. Unbelievable. I didn't see the goal. I'll give you an update, but we're going to see this free kick first. It's a wall of 6 that's been assembled by Bryce Samba. Could be a big moment. It's very close to the goal, so I'd just smash this and just see where it goes. Billing's going to be the one to take it. Like I say, if I'm Philip Billing, I just smash this because you're not getting it up and over the wall. And if you do, it's great technique. Philip Billing. Oh, he goes short towards Kiefer Moore. That's a fantastic work free kick. And Kiefer Moore may have got Bournemouth promoted back to the Premier League. They've outsmarted the Forest defence that has been strong for so long of this season under Steve Cooper. Well worked. Tricked everyone. Tricked me. Didn't see it coming. And Kiefer Moore now has 3 goals in the last 3 games for Bournemouth. And he may have got them promoted back to the Premier League. 2 seasons in the Championship and they're looking to return to the top flight. And that could be the goal to do it. Oh, they've left him all alone on the far left. Forest switch off. Billing looked like he was going to shoot. And then he played it across to the left where Zinchenko couldn't get to him quick enough. He laid it into his path so he could just stride onto it. First time, right foot, open the body to the far right corner. Bryce Samba couldn't save it. And that could be the goal to promote Bournemouth back to the Premier League. That is really smart from Billing and Bournemouth. Whoever's idea it was, whoever came up with that, deserve a pat on the back. What a goal. Like I say, Forrest didn't see him lurking on his own on the far left in the box. I didn't even see it. I was wondering what Philip Billing was doing. I told him just to have a go, smash it. But instead, they've outsmarted the Forest defence, who have been so good this season. And now, Bournemouth are 6 points ahead of Forest with a game to go. They just need to hold out for the last 6 minutes plus added on time. I think Notts Forest now want to make some changes. Joe Lolly's come on the right winger. I'm not sure who he's replaced. I'll have to have a look. The number 23. I think that's the only change they've made. I'm not sure who's replaced. As like I say, Villarreal's equalised 2-0. Who saw that coming? But this big Championship fixture has swayed the way of the home side. Nottingham Forest have not made a shot in the second half. So I'll have to try and find one from somewhere. Number 14's also come on. Richie Laraya has also come on. The Canadian, signed in January from Toronto. As Kiefer Moore wins it here. Gets it into Lewis Cook in the Forest half. Now Christie out wide to Zamora, the left back. He's had a fantastic game. The man who won the free kick with a surging run towards the Notts Forest box. Solanke falls back to Lloyd Kelly. First time clearance, finds Kiefer Moore. They've had a triple change. Steve Cook, Zinchenko, Colback off. Lolly, Myton and Larrea on. So triple change. Joe Lolly, Alex Myton and Richie Larrea on for Nottingham Forest. His automatic promotion has just slipped out of their hands with a moment of madness defensively, leaving Kiefer Moore free on his own on the left-hand side of the box. Great assist from Billing, just lay it into his path where he could run onto it first time. Right foot, bottom right corner. Smart free kick, smart goal. And it could be a huge goal for Bournemouth as Dominic Solanke's in the corner flag, loses it to Jed Spence. Now Bournemouth needs to defend. Joe Worrell has gone to a back four now. Goes to a switch towards Alex Myton, brings it down very nicely, but then loses it. Good tackling by Jaden Anthony, who gets it off Alex Myton last, who did score his first goal of the season at the weekend against Swansea. It looks like Bournemouth will make two changes of their own as well. Ben Pearson's one of them, and also Chris Mepham, so two defensively minded changes that for Bournemouth. It's getting all a bit tense in the dugouts as header forward by Nottingham Forest. Garner, Larea, forward towards Myton, not in his path. And Saran Christie to bring it away on the far right. Pokes it down the line towards Jayden Anthony, met by a strong challenge by Garner, but it falls to Christie. Inside to Kiefer Moore, back out wide right to Jayden Anthony. Can they kill the game? Jayden Anthony in the box, on the right, step overs, tackled, and it falls to Spence. He hurries the clearance to the left foot. And as far as Zamura's header, gets it back forward towards Kiefer Moore. The giant, the 6'5" Welsh giant. They go back instead to Adam Smith. Down the line, cut out by Scott McKenna. For a Bournemouth throw-in. 3 minutes plus added on time, and promotion is Bournemouth's. Thanks to everyone who's stuck around for the whole stream. Make sure you like and subscribe before the end, before you go. If we get to 660 subscribers, that'd be fantastic before the end of the stream. As here comes the double change with 2.5 minutes to go. Like I say, from the free kick, it was right outside the box, central as well, so it's hard to really cause an angle. And Philip Billing played it in the box to the left to an unmarked Kiefer Moore. He's just come off the back of scoring 2 goals against Swansea away in a comeback 2 games ago. They left him free as they thought Billing was going to have a shot. Like I say, Zinchenko was marking someone near Kiefer Moore as he tried to get out to him. Yeah, changed the score. Cheers for reminding me, Brunsey. Thanks for that. I forgot. My head's all over the place. Liverpool are drawing. Bournemouth just scored in the most smartest way and most unlikely way possible. So yeah, cheers for reminding me. I always need to get reminded. I forget. So 2 changes: Jayden Anthony and Ryan Christie coming off for Ben Pearson and Chris Mepham. So it looks like a back 5 it'll be for Bournemouth to try and see this game out. As they're throwing for Adam Smith. It's all getting a bit rowdy in the technical. Everyone needs to calm down in the Bournemouth technical area. They're all shouting at each other, trying to make sure everything's right. As the throwing's gone towards Kiefer Moore, holds it up against Larea, and is tripped by Larea. Wins a free kick on the right-hand side, around 25 yards out. Really well won by Kiefer Moore, who's come on as a sub to replace Jefferson Lerma. It was a bold change to bring off a defensive midfielder for a striker, because they did have Ben Pearson, who's come on now as a holding midfielder for a like-for-like. But no. He instead decided to bring on a striker, and it's worked wonders. Could have got them promoted. It'll be 2 promotions now for Scott Parker if he does it. 1 with Fulham 2 seasons ago, and it could be 1 now with Bournemouth. Automatically this time, he had to do it through the playoffs with Fulham. Free kick taken short to the right side to Philip Billing. Down the line to Kiefer Moore. Larea gets it away though. Up towards Lolly, loses out to Lewis Cook, clearance up the field, Scott McKenna can't deal with it, it's deflected, Larea hooks away from behind, and it's only gone as far as a throw-in for Bournemouth, getting towards the 90th minute, see what the precious number of minutes added on is going to be. That looks great, Jones, don't chase the score again. Well, I don't have control of that unfortunately, but we'll wait and see. You're not far away from Premier League football once again next season. Forest can't clear it. Billing does deflect it, though, for a goal kick. Bryce Samba trying to get on with it quickly. Shifts it to the right centre-half, Joe Worrell. With it 90th minute. 8 minutes of added on time. Oh, 8 minutes. Worrell, long ball forward. Adam Smith heads it away. Not very far, though. Pinball. Larea towards Myton. God, a brave challenge from Chris Mepham to head it away, and they've got it up to Kiefer Moore, holds it up, releases it to Solanke, needs a good first touch to get away from Spence in behind. No way, that's a foul. Oh, referee. Solanke's definitely brought that. Jed Spence gets a booking. He's not best pleased with the referee. Giving him a few chosen words. I think his shirt's ripped. Jed Spence, I don't know if that's from Solanke, but Solanke got away on the break. Yeah, to be fair, he's pulling his arm back. Actually, it is a foul and a yellow card. Sorry, Stuart. Well, my mistake. It was definitely a free kick there on by Jed Spence. Definitely. They pulled him down by the arm, but he was away, Solanke. So if Forest have got any chance for an equaliser, they had to do that. But no, Jed Spence is really not best pleased, to be honest. There's literally no Bournemouth players forward here. This is a bit strange. There's a free kick, but no Bournemouth players are up. Kiefer Moore's the only player forward. Solanke's started to make a move towards the left now. It's definitely not going to be a shot, even though we're about 25 yards out. Scoops it in behind. Kiefer Moore didn't make the run, and he's pretty much just give the ball back to Forest. Bryce Samba now has it. Has to kick it out with his feet. Can't pick it up because Jed Spence stopped it from going for a goal kick. They need to get rid of it here. A draw is not even the best, really, for Forest, because they'd have to rely on Bournemouth losing the last game of the season as Jed Spence gets it out long. Header won by Mepham. Yates forward, helped on by Lolly. Mepham again with a good header. Billing towards Kiefer Moore. His flick's gone straight to a Notts Forest player, but then they've lost it, and Adam Smith sends it down the right channel. Be collected by Joe Worrell. Just about works it to Bryce Samba, who's getting closed down there by Philip Billing, the man with the magic assist for the only goal of the game so far. Long ball forward, up towards Joe Lolly. Header won by the captain, Lloyd Kelly. Brennan Johnson helps it back forward to Joe Lolly. Brennan Johnson again, heavy touch, invites the tackle from Ben Pearson, and he wins it to Kiefer Moore. And Billing's wide right with loads of room. He's going to have to hold it up, though, because he's really tired, Billing. He can barely run in quicksand, but he works it back out wide left to Dom Solanke instead. He's got the corner flag to his left, and he will slow the game down and head towards the corner flag. Jed Spence just knocks him off it. Wins it back well too easily there, Jed Spence. Not showing enough strength there, Dom Solanke, as we've got 5 minutes of the added on time left. Like I said, draw's not the best for Forest, but it's obviously better than a loss. It does mean they could possibly still get promoted automatically on the last game of the season, but a loss rules that out completely because Bournemouth will be the team going up. Nat Phillips heading away a long ball. Helped away by Lewis Cook, chest down by Garner. Helped forward here. Lolly. Out to Brennan Johnson on the right. Can he work a shot? In the box he goes! Oh, he's missed it! He's offside anyway. But Ryan Yates from 6 yards out, you've got to bury that. The offside flag was up anyway. Brennan Johnson, great ball in. Yeah, everyone was offside. Surridge was offside. And Yates, the two players closest to it. But Yates from 6 yards out ballooned it wide and over the bar. Thankfully for him, he was offside, because if he was onside and he just missed that, that would have been horrific. Because he had a good chance as well earlier on in the half there, Ryan Yates, where he volleyed it wide. But a season that so far has been 45 games long for Bournemouth. This one game could secure that automatic promotion. Scott Parker looks very stressed. He finished 4th in his last championship season. That was with Fulham when they got promoted through the playoffs. This time it could be a second place finish. And Premier League football for next season as Kiefer Moore heads out for a throw-in for Notts Forest. Couldn't quite keep it in. 4 minutes left of additional time. From back to Bryce Samba in the 18-yard box. Goes to the right to Joe Worrell, the captain. Long lifted ball up towards Surridge. Brings it down, but only far as a clearance from Lewis Cook. Gets it to Kiefer Moore. Can't flick it in behind for Solanke. Forced to Larea. Caught in possession. And fairly, says the referee. Ben Pearson charges down the right. They're going to look towards the corner flag instead of looking for a second goal. He's met by James Garner in that corner flag on the Bournemouth right. Larea kicks it out. Throw-in for Bournemouth. Ben Pearson is absolutely certain that was a Bournemouth throw, but I think it was a Forest one. Well, that's what the linesman gave anyway. As Bryce Samba just about gets it forward. With Jed Spence now bringing it forward on the right. Met by the tackle of Solanke. Into Joe Lolly, brings it forward. 3 minutes left into the final third. Brennan Johnson peeled wide right, works across towards the far post, helped away by Mark Travers, and a corner kick as it's cleared by Adam Smith for a corner, but the offside flag was up, met to the delight of the Bournemouth fans as they hail the linesman. Bowing towards the linesman. Brennan Johnson cleared it. Just offside. Who is it offside there? Ryan Yates, just offside, and that's why the free kick's been given. And what a big offside flag that could be for Bournemouth. I can't believe Villarreal's winning 2-0, by the way. Missed that first. I don't missed it. I've kept my eye on it, but obviously been more focused on this. Definitely be glued to the second half of that one. That's for sure. That's a booking for Mark Travers. It's his third yellow in his 54th Bournemouth appearance in his Bournemouth career. And they've all come this season. And it's a cleared ball from the free kick. Philip Billing can't win it. It's just over his head. Just under 2 minutes to go. Bournemouth can see Premier League football. They can almost touch it. But it's not over yet. Like I say, a draw, we'll leave it in their hands still. But obviously, they'd much rather get it done tonight. Long ball forward by Forest. Out of play it goes for a throw-in for Bournemouth. Too heavy of a ball. Great header as well by Coquelin for the equaliser, by the way, on aggregate. Put them 2-0 up. Really good header. The BT Sport team are in Villarreal as well. That's pretty cool. The throw-in's gone back to Nat Phillips. His clearance has come off Sam Surridge. Formerly of Bournemouth. He only left in the summer for Stoke. Didn't work at Stoke. He left permanently from Stoke and came to Forest. And it looks like he'll be seeing his team having to go through the playoffs. A minute left of this 8 added on. Kiefer Moore the difference so far. His goal in the 83rd minute from a well-worked free kick is the difference so far. Long throw from Adam Smith. Been at the club since 2014. It forced to Larrea. Back it goes to Worrell. Wide right towards Spence. He works himself away from Solanke. He's pulled by Solanke. Last chance for Forest this will be. A chance to get it in the box. Solanke concedes it. Spence wins it. And this will be it. This will be it for Forest. Get it in this box and see what happens. A draw will stop automatic promotion tonight for Bournemouth. They can't do it tonight if it's a draw. Bryce Samba has entered the Forest half and he's played a through ball. They've caught them napping. Surridge on the right. Pulls it back. Oh, what a block from Lloyd Kelly. Out for a corner. They got caught napping there. Bryce Samba played a clever one down the right channel for Sam Surridge. His touch wasn't great. It led him down the byline and he pulled it back and Lloyd Kelly slid in and blocked for a corner. Now this is last chance. Corner. Outswinger for Garner. The keeper's up. The Bournemouth fans are ready to enter the pitch for promotion. Outswinging ball towards the near post. Headed away by Pearson. One more chance for Garner. It's gone back to the corner taker. It's near post again. Samba flicks it towards goal. Roof of the net. Over the bar. And that is it. That is it. The whistle goes. Bournemouth promoted. The fans invade the pitch and they celebrate with their heroes. They're back to the Premier League. After a 2-season absence, Scott Parker took over in the summer and has led them to automatic promotion. It's not quite the title, but Bournemouth don't care. They're back in the Premier League. What scenes at the Vitality, and it's going to be playoffs for Nottingham Forest. But let's not take away the work they've done under Steve Cooper. He picked them up at bottom of the table in October and he's got them to the playoffs. They shouldn't even be anywhere near this position of getting a one-off game where the game dictates if they can get automatic or not. Unfortunately, it's not quite gone for them. They were too defensive in the second half. I think they worked about 2 shots on at goal. Bournemouth were unbelievable. Constant pressure. And it was a moment of magic to break the deadlock and get them promoted with a 1-0 victory. It was in the 83rd minute. Substitute Kiefer Moore peeled away from everyone on the far left-hand side of the box with a free kick that was literally a yard out on the box. And it was Billing. I thought he was going to smash it, but he laid it into the path of Kiefer Moore, who ran onto it right-footed, swung it to the far post, beat Bryce Samba, and in only his 3rd game for the club, Kiefer Moore, 3rd game, and in that game, he's got them promoted back to the top tier. Unbelievable. Really, really is unbelievable for Bournemouth. They finished 6th last season, failed in the playoff semi-finals to the hands of Brentford. They got relegated at 18th place back in the 2019-2020 season when COVID hit. But Scott Parker, he's come to Bournemouth, a man who knows how to get out this league. He's done it with Fulham before. He's now done it with Bournemouth. And he'll be able to test this team out in the Premier League. Delightful scenes for the Cherries. Unfortunately for Nottingham Forest, it's going to have to be playoffs. But like I said, at the start of the season, when Steve Cooper took over after 7 games into the season, 6 losses and a draw, they would have absolutely, not even bit your hand off, they would have absolutely done anything to be sat in third come the end of the season. So unfortunately, that does mean the gap between these two sides are 6 points with 1 game left. So it does mean automatic promotion for Bournemouth. Forest will, unfortunately for their fans, they will have to go through the playoffs. But for them, they have to guarantee third place. They'll either finish third or fourth because Huddersfield are fourth on the same points as them on 79. So a win for Forest, they have a much better goal difference. So a win for Forest will get them automatically third spot. But if they drop points and Huddersfield win, they'll go third. So they still need to win to get third place on Saturday, but they can't finish fifth because Sheffield United are fifth and they are 7 points behind them. So it's either a third or a fourth place finish for Nottingham Forest, which is a massive improvement. Only last season, Nottingham Forest finished 17th. Season before that, they finished 7th. Season before that, 9th. So they've come up leaps and bounds this season compared to last season. So it'll either be a third place or a fourth place finish for Nottingham Forest. It will be playoffs for them. I might commentate on their playoff semi-final. We'll have to wait and see. But I'll definitely be covering at least one of the playoff games in the Championship for sure. But what a game. Thanks, great commentary, great night. Thank you very much, Adrian. I hope everyone enjoyed it. If you are leaving now, please make sure you like and subscribe, because obviously I know the Liverpool-Villarreal game is about to kick off for the second half. So yeah, Bournemouth promoted. Not the best of games from Nottingham Forest. Bournemouth with a much better team throughout the whole game. Nottingham Forest did have their chances, though, in the first half. Sam Surridge, 10 minutes in, hit the bar. And then their last chance, really, for Forest was at the half an hour mark in the first half when Brennan Johnson, their top goal scorer, had a shot blocked on the line by Zamora. In the second half, they pretty much created nothing. Ryan Yates had a couple chances, but nowhere near goal. They had a chance at the end where Bryce Samba flicked it over the bar, but again, nowhere near really. So they all have themselves to blame. No, before the game, Steve Cooper did say, we are so ready. It cannot come quick enough. Maybe these players weren't ready. Maybe the pressure was too much. They'll have to contend with the playoffs. But yeah, crazy game. Crazy scenes at the end. Yeah, it does end Bournemouth 1, Forest 0. Liverpool are kicking off their second half because obviously this game started at 7 and the Liverpool game kicked off at 8. So literally right now, the Liverpool game is kicking off the second half right now. It's on BT Sport, Virgin TV Go. You know who I'm aiming that at. Starting now, Villarreal 2-0. Oh, one of the Bournemouth fans absolutely clattered it. I love it when fans invade the pitch because they don't really know what to do. They don't know where they're running. They don't know what they're doing. Oh, there's bodies everywhere. Everyone's slipping. Great scenes. Great scenes. I've never seen so many bodies on the floor. And Kiefer Moore, in his third game for Bournemouth, he's got them promoted. Great scenes. It's Nottingham Forest, not Notts Forest. I do apologise, but Nottingham Forest is a bit of a mouthful to say, and you've told me when the game's over, so it's a bit late. I'll know for next time. I'll just call them Forest instead. But yeah, game over. I'm going to go and watch the remaining half of Villarreal Liverpool. Could go to extra time, so if you're interested in that, that's just kicked off now. Scenes at the Vitality. Nearly everyone's on the pitch. Great scenes. Unfortunately, they don't have a trophy to celebrate promotion, but they'll be there through the night celebrating on this Tuesday night. And yeah, that's going to be the end of this commentary in one of the more historic games in recent histories in terms of the Championship, in terms of how this game lined up at the start. A win for Bournemouth got them promoted. A win for Forest got them favourites for promotion come the last day. Bournemouth did their job, got the win, got promoted. Premier League football is for Bournemouth. Championship playoffs for Forest. Will they get promotion through the playoffs? We'll have to wait and see. But all we do know is Fulham are up, Bournemouth are up, and Forest through the playoffs. Thanks for watching.